And ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the broadcast booth here on Nashua ETV's coverage of July 4th game of Nashua Silver Knights baseball. This time it is versus the Vermont Lake Monsters. I am GJ Mitchell, being joined here by the legend, Tom King. Welcome into the booth. Tom, how you doing, and happy 4th?
Happy 4th to everybody out there in Nashua ETV land. Good morning, GJ. Good morning, everybody. And this is a good break. I was wondering if we'd wake up to rain. We haven't. We'll have to see how the weather goes. But they're going to play baseball today, and that's the best news we've heard. So I love there was a headline in the Globe today, GJ.
We just need
Pursuit of truth, happiness, and a decent day. That's appropriate. This summer has been a disaster weather-wise.
Oh, it absolutely has been. But I heard somebody come in, and I was coming in, he was taking a picture just of the field. He said nothing more American than baseball on the 4th of July, and I thought that is absolutely perfect. Hopefully the weather does lay off. It looks like there's a bit of a pocket of overcast / mildly sunny that should give us at least a window of opportunity to get this game in. And again, thank you for joining us here on Nashua ETV as we get here for 4th of July coverage. Vermont coming in, one of the hottest teams in the league, 24 and 9. They are half a game back of the leaders, Worcester. Nashua sits 16 games back at 9 and 25. This looks like this is David versus Goliath, Tom, but I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to pick Goliath every time right now.
Yeah, it just seems that way because, after the last time Vermont was here, I went into Kyle Jackson's office. He had gotten tossed from the game. By the way, he did not manage last year's 4th of July game. You got to watch it from the suites because he was suspended for a game. So he's enjoying this one from the dugout. But I asked him, what's the difference here? Where's the line of demarcation? And he said, just look at the schools. Vermont has more players, GJ, that are like the pitcher we saw for Nashua the other night in relief, the closer, Will Ray. Wake Forest kid who just pitched in Omaha in the College World Series. Vermont has a little bit more of that type of flavor on their roster than Nashua does, and it's starting to show a little bit. We'll see how it works out today. I mean, one game is one game here at Holman Stadium. I know this was a fantastic event a year ago. They had beautiful weather and everything else. And now we will have Al St. Louis sing our national anthem.
Located in left field for the sing of our national anthem. Being sung today by an 8-time world record holder with over 5,000 performances. Nashua's own Al St. Louis.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And a great rendition by Al St. Louis as we get ready to start things off here on the 4th of July.
I've got a little secret, GJ.
Yes, sir.
Al St. Louis is not in Nashua's zone anymore.
Well, we don't. That's all right. He'll always be Nashua's own.
He moved.
That's all right. He's still Nashua's own. Let's get things set up here for the start. We're going to start with the visiting team. They're starting 9. We're going to lead off here with Tommy Martin. He'll be leading off in right field, followed by Kyle McCausland. He's in center field. Tommy McAndrews, the catcher, he's batting third. Jordan Kang, the third baseman, he's batting cleanup. Cal Coney is in the 5th hole. He is at second base. Jack Winne, he's at first base, batting 6th. Francis Ferguson, batting DH in the 7th spot. Kyle Lodice, the shortstop, batting 8th, and rounding it out, Antonio Gianni. He'll be in left field as Ben Alexson will be on the bump for Vermont. Around the horn for Nashua, it'll be McDermott, O'Brien, Koziel, and Lockley. In the outfield, Lamb, Giolongo, and McNamara. Behind the dish is Fosberg, and on the bump will be the starting pitcher, number 4, Michael Gemma, the 195-pound, 6'5", the real tall junior from Northeastern University out of Milton, Massachusetts. 0-1 record, 3.11 ERA. 5 games. This is his 2nd game started. He's gone 8 2/3. 12 Ks, 4 walks, and 5 hits, as Nashua is going to look to have him have a dazzling outing here in order to help them secure the win on this day matinee on the little overcast, mostly soggy on the field, 4th of July.
Yeah, no, soggy everywhere. But look at the parking lot. You had to find a place to park that wasn't.
My life is soggy, Tom.
Puddle. Yeah,
It is
exactly.
summertime, my life is soggy.
But Gemma is just another one of those guys that they decided, after getting to know what they had, take out of the bullpen and put him in the rotation. That's the problem sometimes with these teams when you get these guys. You don't know what they're comfortable with, or you don't know what their capabilities are until you see them throw. So the rotation that you see now is nowhere close to what the rotation was the first 3 to 4 weeks of the season, and Gemma is proof positive of that.
Absolutely. Certainly a guy you'd love to have in the bullpen if you have the arms available, but in this case, like you said, needing a chance to get some wins.
They got a lot of good arms in that bullpen. Boy, I tell you what, you add Ray to that bullpen that we saw the other night, and you saw him pitch. The kid from Wake Forest. That's a dynamite bullpen.
Yeah,
the problem is those are the guys you want out there when you have a lead. And at 9-25, Nashua hasn't had too many late inning leads, but they're looking to put double digits in the win column today if they can, and that's another strike. It's 1-2.
Yeah, Gemma certainly looking like he's up to his old self on the mound so far early on. 3 pitches in. That one just misses on the outside corner to Martin, who comes in hot, batting .337, no homers, but 18 RBIs. As Vermont, again, one of the top teams in the FCBL.
Now,
and 1, 2, 3.
You had to make a very difficult decision today, GJ. Dunk tank or talking to me for 2.5 hours? Dunk tank or me?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Tom King will take you the rest of the way. Have a good night.
That's a tough call, GJ.
I was in the dunk tank last year the
yes,
entire time,
yep.
and it was hot, but it was phenomenal. I had an absolute blast out there.
Well, I think the weather has certainly changed the atmosphere from a year ago to what it is today. Today is a decent crowd, but not exactly what they were completely hoping for because of the fact that, paid attendance probably is, but because of the fact that the weather is so iffy that that really affects the walk up here at Holman Stadium.
Absolutely.
And
but the good thing is this is a 4th of July. A lot of Nashua are expecting to come out to historic Holman Stadium. Is that right back up the middle? Could be trouble over the shortstop gets it in.
Got
him. Absolutely beautiful play.
That's Brady O'Brien. Back
wow.
now. The wrist injury is a thing of the past where you can see it's a little taped on that right wrist. You can see that from a distance, but they need him out there at short, and he just made a dazzling play. That's the best shortstop play we've seen this season.
Absolutely. Range for days, went behind the bag at second, cut up just in front of Koziel, turned around, got the spin, and over to Walkley.
That
was a beautiful play.
That's just great range. If they can get infield defense like that, the infield defense has been a problem. If they can get infield defense like that, and have some stability there, they're in good shape defensively. Everything seems to be falling into place, right?
Hey,
the only problem is it took 6 weeks to do it.
Yeah, that was certainly something that Nashua didn't want to fall into the hole that they're in right now, as that one's right back up the middle. Cam Kozel gets it over to short, and a 1-2-3 inning here for the Nashua Silver Knights, something that has been a virtual ghost, something that doesn't exist, and from the standpoint of Nashua here. So that's a very good way to start the 4th of July. As let's take a look at the Nashua going to bring to the home half of the inning. Your starting 9 for the Silver Knights. It'll be Luca Giolongo in center field. He'll be followed up by Jack McDermott. He's playing third base today, the catcher. Will Fosberg, he's batting third. The aforementioned Brady O'Brien in the cleanup hole, he's batting fourth. Shane McNamara will bat fifth and play right field. Cam Kozel, who made the last out, he is batting in the 6th hole, playing second base. New addition, Kyle Levine, a returner from last year's championship team. He's in 7th hole as a DH. Shane Walkley, the first baseman, he'll bat 8th. And Nate Lamb, one of the first times we've seen him all year, as he's come to the team relatively recently. He is in left field. On the defensive end for Vermont, it'll be Kang, Lodice, Coney, and Winay. In the outfield, Gianni, McCausland, and Martin, with McAndrews catching. Alexson on the bump. Alexson coming in here from Fairfield, Stowe, Vermont. He's 6'3", 165-pounder. He is 1-0 with a 0.00 ERA. 6 innings pitched, 9 Ks, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. So certainly a guy who litters the plate as much as he can. We'll see if Nashua can get some hits off him this morning.
Well, you got Murderer's Row right up there. Look at him down there by the dugout in front of it. Giolongo, McNamara, and you got Fosberg all swinging the bat, getting warmed up for their first inning here at Holman Stadium. And again, happy 4th to everybody. I don't know. I think the 4th of July is the closest thing to Christmas, right? Don't you think so? Because it's a day where you don't know what day of the week it's going to be from year to year. I mean, you know a year from now, but I mean, it changes every year, and it's just that one day that you circle on the calendar. Memorial Day, not so much, President's Day, not so much, the other holidays. This one and Christmas, I think they're 1-2 in everybody's book.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. If I were to rank holidays, I would say Thanksgiving is my favorite.
Yeah,
I'm a big turkey and stuffing
that's
guy.
true.
I'm a big, it's in the family atmosphere part of it. But 4th of July's got to rank up there, America's birthday.
Put Christmas, 4th of July, and Thanksgiving all together.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Look at Giolongo, first pitch hit over to the third baseman, one pitch, one out here.
I still say, if he drops that down, he's on.
I think the third baseman, Kang, was in a little too close.
Doesn't matter. The grass.
It would have been an interesting call.
It's wet grass, right?
Yeah, no,
it's
I
wet
don't
grass.
disagree.
That ball is going to die in that grass.
Yeah, but then you risk the catcher, McAndrews, popping up and getting it. So,
but you know what? You force him to make a play.
No, I don't disagree. Yeah, wet grass, wet ball.
If he bunts, he's hit. If he's a solid bunter and knows the art, knows when he can do it, he is a 300 hitter.
Yeah.
And that's what you want in your leadoff guy.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
He did the same thing in the game Saturday. Or the last game we did, he did the same thing. Swung at the first pitch. The last game you and I did, swung at the first pitch, grounded to third base. It's almost a guarantee.
And McDermott slaps that one into the opposite way and gets a 1-out single here.
Well, that's the kind of hitting you like to see. You like to see the Silver Knight hitters go the opposite way. And I bet when McNamara does that, it's almost always a base hit or a productive out, one way or the other.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what you want out of your two-hitter, a guy who can get on base, and if possible, and unlikely in this case that Giolongo got out, but if Giolongo was on first, he would have been on second there, and that would have been huge, first and second with no outs.
Well, now here's the question. How soft is that track on the infield, and can they run? Because you wonder about stolen bases today with the infield being as damp as it is. And if there's enough, enough track there for the runners to move around quickly. So I'm going to watch McDermott a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised with McNamara up there if you in a 2-0 count, you try a hit and run, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see here. Fosberg on the left side looks at a strike now.
I'm sorry.
And you count
that's Fosberg, not
Fosberg.
McNamara.
McNamara's scheduled 5th. Brady O'Brien.
Boy, from the stance, it almost looks the same.
Yeah, very, very similar stance. As I'll check over on McDermott.
McDermott back there had to dive back. When a runner has to dive back like that, that means that, he is in position if the manager calls for it to make a move.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if either a
there's
steal
that
or a hit and run here.
That foot is right there on the corner.
Well, McNamara already, McDermott already getting charged with laundry as that's on the outside corner to Fosberg. 2-2 there. Nice pitch by Alexson on the outside corner.
Yeah, now they lose that spot. They lose that advantage. You're up 2-0. It was a bit of perfect hit and run pitch, and they didn't do it. Now they have to wait it out.
Well, McDermott takes a secondary lead. They check over. He gets back.
Fans are just starting to come in. They say, looked up, they got up, they looked out, they go, no rain, let's go.
It's a pretty lively crowd here for the 4th of July. I know all the festivities for Nashua are pushed till tomorrow afternoon and evening. That's over the first. And in the hole, and that should have been caught by Winay. I'm not sure what he stopped for, but a nice job by Fosberg, and that gets the run over to third.
He stopped because he didn't want to collide with McDermott, who had just taken off. McDermott got a little bit of a late jump. I'm surprised he's at third base. But you're right, and that's why. But the runner going, that helped create the hole, and the first baseman holding him on. Good job by Fosberg. Sees the opening, pulls it that way, and now you've got runners at first and third with just one down, and your cleanup hitter up in Brady O'Brien.
And that's just going to be huge. Nashua looking to get.
The one thing I worry about O'Brien hitting cleanup is he's rusty. He hasn't played in a while. That's live pitching that you need to see to be consistent. So we'll see how his at-bat goes.
Well, in talking with him earlier, he looks and feels good as he takes that pitch in there on the outside. Beautiful pitch by Alexson on the outside corner of the black for strike one. But in talking with O'Brien, he's excited to get back. He feels healthy. He feels great. And I asked him about that rust, and he says he doesn't feel like there's going to be any.
He's down in the count 0-2.
Quickly 0-2, and he swung through that one just a bit late.
That's the problem. I don't know if I would have put him in the 4th hole his first game back. But we'll see.
Well, the 0-2 pitch here, and he fouls that as the bat goes into the netting, gets stuck in the netting.
Yeah, I'm watching a hitter right now, GJ, that is rusty and a little worried. It's a wrist injury, wasn't it? Was it a wrist injury?
I believe, yes, it was.
Right.
Yep.
I'm looking at a hitter who's rusty and a little bit worried about the wrist. Didn't grip the bat as tightly. Now he has a little bit more pine tar on that bat to try to get that grip.
Well, he did get a piece of it, so that's at least a good thing.
Yeah, that is. That's a tough injury in any sport.
So we'll see here on the 0-2 pitch. Outside, down and away. Couldn't get him to chase, and it's 1-2. Again, McDermott at third base. Fosberg at first after back-to-back singles here with one out. And O'Brien slices that one. If it stays fair, could be trouble. And it's going to get out of play just into the dugout area.
It's too bad. It didn't matter whether it was fair or not, but it mattered whether it would stay in play. If that ball had stayed in play and was caught, that's a run.
Absolutely.
A sac fly. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. It carried too far over for them to be able to make a play.
And we'll see if he can straighten that out here on 1-2. Inside, got him.
Yeah, that's a good pitch.
That was a beautiful pitch that froze him on the inside at the knees.
Yep.
And that's 2 outs here for Shane McNamara now in the first.
Here's McNamara. See what he does. See if he tries to see how they attack him and see if he wants to take the ball the other way. He's very good at it. And also see if Fosberg's going to try to run it first.
And that one's high and inside to McNamara. He comes in batting .252, 2 homers, 19 RBIs.
Yeah,
he had himself a game last year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he did.
On the 4th of July.
He did.
And he pulls that one in. That's going to be foul.
That's going to be a souvenir for whichever kid can run to it quicker.
That thing was hammered down the right field line.
It sure was.
So he's sitting really on top of Alexson's pitches. We'll see if he can straighten it out. I wouldn't be surprised if Alexson leaves a mistake up if McNamara doesn't put this thing out. And that one off speed, gets some swinging 1 and 2.
If I'm pitching McNamara, he does not see a fastball in the at-bat. Only breaking balls. That is his weakness.
Yeah, the only fastball, if I'm going to, is going to be down and away. Get him to roll over on it. That one's high and back to the fastball. And it's evened up, 2 and 2.
First and third, 2 out. We have just started here at bottom of the first here on Nashua ETV. Yep.
And they got him.
And that is the bugaboo for the Silver Knights, the strikeout. They lead the league in them. And unfortunately for them, a lot of times it's with men on base.
Well, after 1 full, it is 0-0 Vermont versus Nashua.
All right, GJ, I am going to go to the dunk tank now. And,
all right.
I'm going to go down and do my duty with a couple of photos, and then I'll be back up probably by the 3rd or 4th inning.
Wait, you're not going to jump in the dunk tank? Come on.
I did take a swim this morning, though.
Come on.
I did take a swim.
Well, thanks for showering for us today. I appreciate
Anytime.
you.
Yes, that's it. No, I don't even use the shower. I just use the pool.
Just use the pool. Awesome.
Chlorine shower.
A pool or a pond. A pond's good for you, though.
Yeah, and water is the cleanser.
Absolutely. All right, well, so Tom King is going to take a quick break. You've got me. I'm sorry to hear that. For the remainder of the game here so far. And again, 0-0 is the score. And Tom mentioned it, the big bugaboo, the strikeouts, but just as important, it's the left on base. Nashua last game against Westfield on the 2-0 win, ended up leaving 3 games on, but the game before on game 1 of the doubleheader ended up leaving 8 men on base. So far it's 2 in this game, so we'll see if that has anything to do with Nashua winning and losing. So far they do have 2 hits, which is a bonus. Normally struggling for hits are the Silver Knights. So we'll see what happens here as Gemma back on the mound after going 1, 2, 3. He'll face Kang, Coney, and Winay for Vermont. And a reminder, folks, all of the 4th of July activities and festivities are postponed till tomorrow, July 5th.
Leading off the second for Vermont, from Harvard University, the third baseman, number 13, Jordan Kang.
So Gemmer and Fosberg have a quick conversation as we're waiting for Kang. Looks like there's a bit of a conversation with the umpire now, as we might be waiting to see if there's anything that needs to get filled or taken care of. Yeah, looks like we're just going to be trying to get some mound and or the home plate fixed. So I'll at least take this time here to, again, welcome you into the broadcast here on the 4th of July. GJ Mitchell here on Nashua ETV. On the 4th of July, about 10 minutes from the bottom of the hour. So they are talking to the general manager, Cam Cook, as it looks like they're trying to get some dirt out here on the mound. So don't forget to follow the Nashua Silver Knights on all of their social media to stay up to date on everything Nashua Silver Knights. You'll find them on Facebook and Instagram at Nashua Silver Knights and on Twitter at Silver Knights NH. And if you are looking to get tickets to the game, you can go online at NashuaSilverKnights.com, click tickets, and you can pick the game of your choice. And if you're interested in possibly season tickets, or maybe you want to rent a suite or our party deck, you can give the office a call at 603-718-8883 and get your reservation booked today. As it looks like we are getting the Mon ready, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll let some music play, and we'll be back here for the top of the second inning and more baseball live here on Nashua ETV, coming to you from historic Holman Stadium. We'll be back for more baseball in just a minute. Like we are good to go back here in historic Holman Stadium for the top of the second inning. Put some quick dry on that and got the squishiness out of the home plate area. It's kind of hard to swing a bat when you're standing on a trampoline. So I'm going to give a ton of credit to the Nashua DPW crew that maintains the field here at historic Holman Stadium. Did a great job. As we're back underway, that one sliced foul. And strike one here in the second. As Gemma pitching to Kang. And that one sliced foul, and he's quickly ahead, 0-2.
Ball is brought to you by Safe Light Auto Glass. From shattered windshields to broken windows, choose Safe Light.
We'll see if he goes back to a fastball. Something off speed. Has a beautiful slider that moves away. There it is. Just couldn't catch the corner. And it's 1-2. I'd love to see Gemma started on the inside, in on the fist, and watch it break back across the plate. And that's what he does, and that's popped to Lamb. And he corrals it for out number one. A beautiful pitch, beautiful catch. And there's one away.
Now batting from Trinity University.
In the second.
The second baseman, number 20.
As Cal Coney, the second baseman, he steps up. I want to thank our crew here from Nashua ETV. As that first pitch outside for a strike. Dan Young on the PTZ camera, Tim O'Neill on the camera, Dylan Smith, first base camera, Peter Johnson, our audio producer. Has that pitch in there for strike two. And our director, Michaela Savaggio, doing a fantastic job so far here. We're almost at the 11:30 hour. That one high misses for a ball, 1-2. Love having Nashua ETV up here. As that one hits him on a 1-2 pitch up high on the shoulder. So Coney will go down to first base. And the first base runner of the morning for Vermont here in the second.
Number 24, Jack Winney.
So Jack Winney will come in, bat from the right side with one on and one out now. Now, Gemma having to pitch from the stretch. But the slide gets that pitch, just misses. Fosberg wanted to know where that was. And it's 1-0. Outfield pretty straight up for Winney. And that one's in there for a strike. Beautiful pitch by Gemma. And it's 1-1. Off speed, gets it in there to break in nicely. Beautiful, beautiful off speed pitch by Gemma. Had Winnie completely frozen. Now he can come back with the fastball. Is going to look just that much faster out of his hands. See if he can dot it on the outside part of the plate here. And he goes with it. That one's high though. And a count now of 2-2. And that one's popped and will get out of play. And the count remains 2-2. Don't forget, if you want to follow everything involving the Nashua Silver Knights, pop on over to Spotify and click on Summer Nights, the podcast about everything Nashua Silver Knights. Podcasts drop every Wednesday on Spotify. On the 2-2 pitch here, fouled as that bet past Fosberg, couldn't hold on to it. And it still remains 2-2. Temperature about 75 degrees, so hopefully the rain will hold off. Let us play at least 7, maybe 9 innings, and that off speed gets him beautifully for his second strikeout of the afternoon, and the second out here in the inning as Winnie goes down, and he'll bring up Francis Ferguson now. As Ferguson batting .416, no homers, 2 RBIs. First pitch outside for a ball. Jimmy tried to set him up and get him to chase and didn't work. That one right down the middle, but high above the letters, and it's 2-0. Just outside, 3-0. As Ferguson should be taking all the way here. With the man at first being Connie, he got hit in the shoulder. And the 3-1, that is high, so 4 straight pitches walks Ferguson. Now the 8-hitter, Kyle Lodice, comes up.
Now batting.
And this has been problematic for Nashua, that they have trouble seeing an inning out.
Kyle Lotus.
We'll see if Gemma can get out of this little Vlasic he's got himself in. Coney at second, Ferguson at first. Inside, doesn't catch the black. As the Holman hecklers are starting to get to the umpire. They didn't like that call, and it's ball 1. Gemma takes a look back at second, comes home with it. That's in there for a strike. So after 5 straight balls, he puts one in there right down the middle, and it's 1-1. Ferguson checks back at the runner at second. Nobody's holding him on. And the off-speed pitch gets fouled back to the netting, and it's 1-2. As Michael Gemma is trying to get out of this inning here unscathed. Nashua will send the 6, 7, 8 hitters out to the plate in the bottom of the second inning. And he got him. 2 Ks in the inning, 3 so far for Gemma. And after the little bit of a pickle, they leave a couple runners stranded, and it still remains 0-0 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. And this is a Tuesday, and I do know it's 4th of July, but it is also a thirsty Tuesday So half-price domestic beers today. All for America. You're welcome. Coming up this week, we've got another Thirsty game. This one on Thirsty Thursday. New Britain Bees will be the team coming into historic Holman Stadium. And then Friday for fireworks, it's the same Vermont Lake Monsters. They'll be back for more action here, as Nashua will then head to Norwich for the weekend. And at Holman Stadium tomorrow for the 4th of July, 5:30 p.m. start time, free rock and roll concert with the Slackers. 8 p.m. the Nashua Hall of Fame inductions with the Nashua Lions Club. And then at dusk, it'll be the fireworks show. So everything from today pushed over to tomorrow. So again, Holman Stadium, 5:30 tomorrow, free rock and roll concert with the Slackers, followed by the 8 p.m. Nashua Hall of Fame inductions with the Lions Club, and then some fireworks. All here at historic Holman Stadium for the 4th of July celebration happening tomorrow. As Cam Kozel will step up, Kyle Levine and Shane Walkley to follow here in the bottom of the second inning. Kozel looks bunt, pulls it back. As the third baseman Kang was creeping in, now he stepped back a little bit. We'll see if Kozel looks bunt again. Kang coming back in. Kozel slaps it down the line, and it's fouled, and it's 1-1. Kozel, incoming freshman to Vanderbilt, and he does go on that one. He absolutely did. As much as I like to say no, he certainly did, and it's 1-2. But yeah, he's certainly looking forward to the upcoming MLB draft this month. A lot of excitement along this young man as he pounces it over to the first baseman, and it goes 3 unassisted for out number 1 here in the bottom of the second. And now it'll be Kyle Levine.
DH number 59, Kyle Levine.
Just saw him today. He was here earlier this year, hanging out in the bullpen area, and then I saw him coming in with some paperwork in his hand, and I said, "You got convinced and conned into playing again, huh?" And he chuckled and said, "Yes, sir." And he's in the starting lineup here in the DH role as he takes the first pitch up high. Kyle Levine, catcher from SNHU. They are going to be loaded next year. And the off-speed pitch in there for a strike from Alexson, and it's 1-1. Levine standing at 6'3", 205, a Bedford, New Hampshire native. Played on the Nashua Silver Knights last year on the championship team and fouls that off, and it's 1-2. Inside, just misses him. Levine coming in a little slimmed up too. He looks like he cut a little weight, maybe gained an inch or two. See if that's helped him. I know he had a great baseball season. He hit well above 350. And now is a 3-2 count here with 1 out and nobody on in the bottom of the second. That one outside, strike 3. Got him. Levine not happy with that. And the crowd not happy with it either. And there's 2 outs quickly here in the second inning.
Now batting from Mount St. Mary's University, the first baseman, number 18, Shane Walkley.
So now Shane Walkley will step in on the left side. Two pitches. Should say First pitch inside for a ball. Alexson working quickly. That pitch in there for ball number 2, and it's 2-0. And that one's ripped right to the first baseman, who jumps up and catches it. Winay, as Walkley didn't even get the bat out of his hand, and there are 3 out here in the inning. So 3 unassisted for 2 of them and a backwards K for 1. And that will do it as we head to the top of the 3rd. We'll take a quick break here on Nashua ETV, and we'll be back for more Silver Knights baseball after this. We're back here at historic Holman Stadium for the top of the 3rd inning. It'll be Antonio, Gianni, Tommy Martin, and Kyle McCausland, the 9-1-2 hitters for Vermont in a 0-0 game. As that pitch just misses inside for a ball. 1-0 here as Gemma back on the mound. And that pitch lined and will drop and caught by Nate Lamb. Got his glove just under it, but a line out to this number 7 for out number 1 here in the 3rd. That hung up just enough for Lamb to get under it and make the grab. Now Tommy Martin coming back. He struck out his first appearance here versus Gemma. Martin batting .337, again, 18 RBIs. Very good leadoff hitter for this Vermont Lake Monsters team, who comes in at 24-9, 8-2 in their last 10. They are coming off on a bit of a freezer, 1-game losing streak. Nashua coming in on a heater, 1-game winning streak. As that one is sliced foul into the kid zone, and it's 1-1. Gemma kicks and fires here, just outside. And it's 2-1. Crowd really filling up here on the 4th of July. Clouds covering the stadium, but so far the rain has held off. And the off-speed pitch couldn't break it on the outside. And it's 3-1. And missed on the outside, so walked Martin with 1 out. And it brings up Kyle McCausland.
Middlebury College. The center fielder, number 16, Kyle McCausland.
So Martin aboard here on the top of the 3rd inning. And Gemma now having to go back to pitching from the stretch. And the bunt down gets it over to the catcher, the pitcher, and a nice job there by Gemma to field his position. And that moves the runner over Martin, but a beautiful sac bunt by McCausland.
The catcher, number 18, Tommy.
And now there's 2 outs. And McAndrews now with Tommy Martin in scoring position. And that one high. McAndrews keeps his hands back. And it's 1-0. Gemma takes a look back at Martin, now comes home with it. Off speed, nicely done. And McAndrews knew it too. Outfield playing pretty much straight up. Luca Giolongo shading just a little bit to the third base side of center. And that one in there, another off-speed pitch. Beautiful by Gemmer, and it's 1-2. As now we'll see if that fastball comes into play. Try and dot that on the outside or inside right at the knees, make it virtually impossible to hit. We'll see if he does. And he goes high with it and misses upstairs, and it's 2-2. McAndrews does have one homer. So far, 6 RBIs. He is batting .304, so not a guy you want to put a ball into his kitchen, as he can do some damage. Off speed, and can't get him to chase, and doesn't catch the corner, as the Holman hecklers give the business to the umpire. And it's full count, 3-2 here with 2 outs. And Tommy Martin will be off on the pitch. O'Brien, Kozel, pretty much basically playing straight up. And the pitch here, 3-2. That one sliced opposite way. And McNamara camps under it for out number 3. And another bit of a jam got out of by Gemma. And after 2.5, it is 0-0. As we'll head to the bottom of the inning. Nate Lamb will get his first chance at an appearance against Alexson, and then it'll be Luca Giolongo and Jack McDermott, all scheduled to appear for Nashua. So far, 3 runners left on base for Vermont. Nashua's left 2 through 2. No runs for either team, no errors for either team.
2, 1, go! It's slippery out here.
As it will be back on the mound, Alexson. Trying to go 1-2-3 again, as he went 1-2-3 in inning number 2. And again, don't forget all the 4th of July festivities here at historic Holman Stadium pushed to tomorrow. So make sure you check on Nashua ETV's website. You can check around the town of Nashua. I'm sure all their social medias will have everything updated, but all the activities are set up for tomorrow, starting at 5:30 p.m. But we do thank you for being a part of our broadcast here on Nashua ETV for Silver Knights baseball on the 4th of July. It is the Vermont Lake Monsters versus the Nashua Silver Knights. As we're getting closer and closer to the noontime hour, hopefully your grills are firing up and you got food going. Got our game on. You have a couple of beverages in your hand. You're getting ready to enjoy America's independence today.
Nate Lamb.
As Nate Lamb will step in here to face off against Alexson for the first time here. And that first pitch in there for a ball, 1-0. And he swings through that one for a strike, and it is 1-1. And he slices that one out of play. As Alexson working very quickly now, and that's inside, almost hits Lamb. And it's 2-2. And that one is fisted, should be able to drop, and it does, into the Bermuda Triangle. Out in left center, just in front of McCausland and Gianni, and behind Lodice.
So a lead-off single for Nate Lamb, and Nashua looking to start things off here in the third inning on the front foot. We'll bring up Luca Giolongo, the leadoff hitter, who took the first pitch he saw and sent it to the third baseman. Third baseman now Kang in on the grass, anticipating a bunt. And Giolongo squares around and takes a pitch strike on the outside. I think Luca was trying to push it down to first base there in a smart move. Trying to move the runner along. We'll see if he shows it again. Kang again in on the grass. They go back to first to check on him. And he's safe there. Lamb having to scamper back on his stomach. Dyson, Coney, double play depth. Lamb running, and they had the hit and run with Giolongo on the bunt, and a beautiful attempt, but Giolongo pushes it foul. And now 2 strikes. The bunt play probably off here. So Kang will move back a little bit in low dice, and Coney will still stay at double play depth. And that pitch outside. And it's 1-2. Lamb taking another lead. He gets back to first quickly. Like Lamb was ready to take off there. Bit of a cat and mouse between him and Alexson on the mound. And they check back on him again. The Holman heckler is now giving the business to Alexson, telling him to let's go. And the pitch home here, off speed, doesn't get Gemma to chase, and it's 2-2. As gray clouds start rolling above here, but no rain, knock on wood so far. As Luca awaits the 2-2 pitch here from Alexson. He'll throw it to first. As the fans getting a little bit more vocal here. That's what we love about our fans here at historic Holman Stadium. They are not afraid to hold their tongue. I should say not afraid to speak their mind, as Giolongo swings through that one and is one out here
Now batting, the Walter Bat Company hitter of the game from Amherst College.
in the third.
Baseman number 26, Jack McDermott.
So Jack McDermott steps up with one on, one out. Got a single in the first. Was stranded at third. And they'll check back at Lamb at first. And Lamb's going, the throw down to second, and he is safe. Stolen base by Nate Lamb, and a nice job there as he gets into scoring position here with one out.
That Silver Knight stolen base is brought to you by Sullivan Tire for all your auto repair needs.
As he just got his foot on the bag before the tag was applied. And a beautiful job there, as he's now in scoring position with 1 ball and no strikes here to McDermott. That's inside for ball number 2. So McDermott with a hitter's count now, 2-0. Chance to get a base knock and get the first run across the board in the bottom of the third. As that one's outside, catches the corner, absolutely no way. That was a strike. Talk about a generous strike zone from the home plate umpire. Holy cow. A 2-1 pitch now here for McDermott. That one inside and missed. McAndrews should start a framing business. That third pitch was so good. So 3-1 here. McDermott still with a hitter's count. Trying to score Nate Lamb at second base. Will Fosberg, Brady O'Brien scheduled up. That's inside. And he walked him, so first and second now.
That Silver Knight walk is brought to you by Heels.
With only one out, and it'll bring up Will Fosberg, who also got a single in inning number 1.
Now back from Northeastern University, the catcher number 21, Will.
And this is certainly starting to see like the Nashua Silver Knights lineup that we've anticipated from day one, finding a way to get on base and then get some big sticks to send up to the plate. In this case, it's Will Fosberg, Brady O'Brien, Shane McNamara all scheduled to follow. As Fosberg swings through that one, and it's 0-1. Inside, that one a strike, and again, this guy's strike zone is more vertical than it is horizontal. I should say more horizontal than it is vertical. This guy's strike zone keeps getting wider and wider with each pitch. So the 0-2-1 here to Fosberg. That one, strike 3, got him. As the Holman heckler's really upset with that pitch and the sequence of pitches there. And that's 2 outs here for Brady O'Brien. I will say though, if you're Fosberg, you gotta take the bat off the shoulders and at least put an effort onto that pitch, even if it's close. Gotta try and get a foul on it or something. But now there's 2 outs and 2 on for Brady O'Brien, who struck out looking his first at bat. That one outside. McAndrews tried to frame that. The umpire surprisingly not having that one. O'Brien again just coming back from an injury. Off speed, that one's an Oppo-Slappo and should get down. And we'll see if it scores a run, and it will. An RBI single as Nate Lamb crosses the plate, and Nashua takes a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So Brady O'Brien with a 2-out single. That's the first run across the plate. And it'll bring up Shane McNamara. And a beautiful piece of hitting by Brady O'Brien, who just went Oppo-Slappo. And that's all you need, kids. You don't need to hit home runs. You don't need to go, I mean, listen, chicks dig the long ball, I get it. But you want to be a good baseball player? Learn to hit it opposite field and learn to just hit it and run 90 feet. Wade Boggs is a Hall of Famer because he just learned to hit the ball and run. As McNamara takes the first pitch he sees and casually pops it out to the right fielder, Martin. So Nashua does some damage with a couple outs here, scoring 1, and it is 1-0 as we head to the top of the 4th here at historic Holman Stadium. Gemma back on the mound. He'll face against Kang, Coney, and Winay.
In the month of June to Veterans Count.
Now with a 1-0 lead, although the last couple innings he's let some players on, both into scoring position. 2 runners left stranded at second base. We'll see if Nashua can stop that from happening this inning. As we'll take a quick break, we'll be back here on Nashua ETV for the top of the 4th inning in just a moment. Stay tuned for more Silver Knights baseball. As we head to the top of the 4th inning, Nashua has the lead 1-0, as it'll be Kang, Coney, and Winay, the 4, 5, 6 hitters for Vermont. As the first pitch in there, swinging for a strike. Want to thank the following stations for replaying our broadcast here. As Gemma working quickly. As that pitch on the outside for strike 2, Boxford, Mass, Boxford Cable Access, OPTV, Oradell, New Jersey, Pemmy Baker TV in Plymouth, New Hampshire, Bedford Community TV in Bedford, New Hampshire, as that one's fouled away, still stays 0-2. NEK TV, Newport, Vermont, ECAT in Eastern Mass Community TV, and Lake Cam in Lakeville, Massachusetts. Thank you for replaying the broadcast here of Nashua ETV's coverage of the Nashua Silver Knights, as that's inside. Too close for a ball, and it's 1-2. And he got him on the off speed, chased and down for out number 1 is Kang on a beautiful
Again, number 54, Brandon Shue in the dunk take in left field.
strikeout. That is 4 for Gemma.
From Trinity University, the second baseman, number 20.
So Cal
Coney.
Coney, he'll step up. He was hit by a pitch, and that one in there for a strike. Beautifully placed by Gemma as he's starting to find it on the mound. Working with energy and confidence. And that one inside, so an outside inside right around the same spot, and he's ahead 0-2. See if he goes something off speed. He does, and gets him to chase and foul it back. And it remains 0-2. Just past the noontime hour here. And a foul pitch. That hit off of Fosberg. Stays 0-2. Inside, just couldn't get him to swing. And just missed the inside high around the letters. And it's a ball, 1-2. Looks like Fosberg was trying to frame that up. Inside, got him right there, looking. Could do nothing with it except for see it and head back to the dugout for out number 2 and back-to-back Ks for Gemma. That's his 5th of this afternoon.
First baseman, number 24.
And a beautiful pitch, well placed, inside, off speed, nothing you can do with that. And this one way inside, just missed, as Winay had to back out. Winay, a victim of the K in inning number 2. Off speed, that was put in there beautifully. Gemma's dealing now. See if he goes back to the well with that pitch or comes with something hard and fast. Goes back with it inside, I should say outside, and missed. And they say he didn't go. I'm not sure where that missed on the plate. But the count is 2 balls, 1 strike. Here to Winay. That one's inside. And it's 3 balls, 1 strike. As Gemma trying to go 1-2-3 here in this inning. Off speed, gets him. Winay having a conversation with himself, walks off out of the box, now back in a full count here. Gemma really ready to go. Inside, got him, looking, see you later. 1, 2, 3, Gemma's like, I got this, I don't need the other 7 of you. And goes K, K, and K to end the top of the inning as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Nashua about to send the 6, 7, 8 hitters in Kozel, Levine, and Walkley to the mound. Already ahead, 1-0. What a great effort there by Gemma, getting his 5th, 6th, and 7th strikeout. Sorry, 4th, 5th, and 6th strikeout of that inning. Well done there.
Going head to head. Let's see you can do the most push-ups in 30 seconds.
So far, this is the only day game being played. 7 o'clock tonight scheduled, again, depending upon weather in this area. It'll be the Brockton Rocks versus the Pittsfield Suns. That will take place in Pittsfield at Wacona Park.
And 3, 2, 1. Give it up for Parker and Billy, everyone.
So the throwdown from McAndrews as we're getting ready here for bottom 4.
Leading off for
Dunk
the
tanks
Silver
going, kid zones hopping, the park is ready to go.
Second baseman, number 6.
Hot dogs and beverages aplenty all around, and so far what's turned out to be a pretty good day here on the 4th of July. Again, thanks for joining us on Nashua ETV. I am GJ Mitchell here with the legend Tom King. So he'll be joining us back in the booth later as Cam Kojal will take the first pitch he sees down and away for ball number 1. Alexson back on the mound for Vermont. And that one down and away again, but ball 2. So 2-0 here to Cam Kojal. Batting .233, no homers, 8 RBIs. Again, an incoming player for Vanderbilt as he slices that one out of play, and it's 2-1. And Kojal sends that one up Oslapo into the glove as it holds up for Gianni. And out number 1 as that looked like it could have dropped, but had just too much hang time. As Kojal's retired and Kyle Levine will come up.
Right
One out
idea
here.
for Kojal. Go the opposite way. I always think that works better in this league sometimes. And then the pitcher will try to get you to pull, and maybe you get a good pitch.
As there it is, the legend Tom King joining us back here in the broadcast
You never
booth.
know when I'm going to appear.
Love
you
it,
never know.
love it. He's like a bad penny always turning
Exactly,
up.
always turning up.
As that one outside and an absolutely another atrocious call and an outside pitch for strike 1 to Levine.
Is that Jeff Kleiner behind the plate?
I don't know. I'm just saying it was atrocious. See, I'm of the mind here as Levine sliced that one. I mean, you can't hit it right to a first baseman.
Yeah, I'd stay away from that first baseman. He's pretty good.
But I will say, when it comes to the umpires, I am of the mind if I don't want to know who they are, because then I don't feel bad when I tell them that they made a bad call, because then it's not personal. I just say the man in blue. So I don't have to name them or don't have to name drop. I'm like, I mean, respect what they do. I love the guys out there. They're sure they're great human beings. But when they step in front of the lines, if they make bad calls, I don't want to be like, oh, that's so-and-so. That's terrible. Like, it's easier for autonomy in my position.
Oh, I tell him if he blows it. I'll text him.
So the 1-0 pitch here to Walkley. And Walkley hits that opposite field.
That's going
going
over his
back
head.
is Gianni. Keep going. That's going to one-hop the wall as Walkley will get on his giddy up and casually scamper into
Yeah,
second
casually
base.
is right. That throw almost beat him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Walkley would have put the Jets on if he had to, but I don't think either the left fielder, Gianni, or Walkley were in any rush to get to second base at all.
No, now you've got Lamb up, and Lamb blooped the ball for a base hit into left center field. Let's see if he can do it again.
Lamb.
Yeah, this would be a big thing for Lamb. Again, one of the newer Silver Knights here, trying to make a good impression early on. As he scored the only run, he's got a single and then stole second. And he swings through that very late on the fastball. Beautiful pitch by Alex.
And a little bit off it, too, it looked like. Didn't have the speed that it had earlier, so I think that fooled Lamb a little bit.
Off speed, that
So-
one misses high and outside for a ball 1-1.
So, for some reason today, I'm bumping into all the dads of these players. Because I was down there, the guy sitting at the picnic table right at the start of the kid zone is Brady O'Brien's dad. So I was talking to him for a while.
That's
Because he asked me, he said, you keep it score? I go, yeah. And he didn't know who I was, and he wouldn't. I said, yeah. He said, well, my kid's number, the 4-hitter. I said, oh, you're Brady's father. He goes, yeah. So the wrist is okay now.
Yep.
The problem, and I'll tell you after this pitch.
As that was a 2-1 pitch here to Lamb. We're waiting on a 2-1. And he slices it, but that should hang up. And Turtle drop, unbelievably. I can't believe that Martin didn't get there.
He casually went there.
Wow.
And here's the other thing. It's a good job. The thing is Walkley doesn't score if there aren't 2 outs.
Correct.
Because he's not going to go. He's only going to go halfway, and he's only going to make it to third. But
Yeah.
because there were 2 outs, he scores. But that is a play. Doesn't get lost in the sun. Nobody was going out there. He didn't think anyone else was going to catch it. There was nobody near it but him.
Yeah, that was Tommy
And-
Martin's ball all the way.
And he just held up.
Yeah.
I just think he misjudged it. I think he thought it was going to just land in his glove as he was running off the field, and it didn't do it.
Yeah, had a little bit too much topspin.
That is is unbelievable. That Lamb with another 2 bloops, and he's 2 for 2 with an RBI.
As we're gonna get a timeout here and a quick
Good. Then I
mound
can tell
visit.
then I can do what I do best: talk, tell my story.
Fire
So-
away.
So the problem with O'Brien now is it always happens, doesn't it? When somebody gets hurt with one injury, another one develops. His back. He came back from the last road trip, and the next morning couldn't get out of bed. From sitting on the bus for that long, he couldn't get out of bed because of his back.
He's
So-
too young to have back problems.
No kidding. You know,
Like,
I mean,
come on now.
That happened to me when I was 30, but that happened to me because I was lifting too many weights, and I just said, all right, that's enough of that. I'm done.
Tom King getting
So
bulk out there.
yeah, well,
I
I
love it.
was. You would have loved me 30 years ago. so, you know, it was just, you know, I picked them up, I put them down, but it was, you know, his back was killing him. So, and you could kind of see when he was up the first time, he was very ginger, don't you think? There wasn't ginger on the play at shortstop, which you would expect him to be, but he
I'll
was
drink
ginger
all
at
of
the
that,
plate.
too.
So, but that's the deal. His back flared up to that point where he could not get out of bed. That's tough.
Well, thankfully, at my Yoda age of 745, that I've never had that happen
but I
yet.
got you beat. I'm 1,532.
And checking over at Lamb with a couple of wheels. Again, that stolen base in the third, which helped manufacture the first run. So certainly something that they're keeping an eye on him. As Luca Giolongo waiting for pitch number 1 here from Alexson. And they'll check back over at Lamb again. As the Holman hecklers are out booing Alexson. You know what I will say that I do love. Around here in the New England area, we're very spoiled with having very smart sports fans. As that pitch, Luca pulls it to third, foul. So having very smart sports fans, it is good and love to see. Those sports fans come and watch the Nashua Silver Knights, and they love heckling. That's why I've called them the Holman hecklers, but they know that they're heckling the right way because they know that what the game's supposed to be played like, how it's supposed to look, how it's supposed to go. So it's not just like average heckling as that one's gone. Lay him down again for safe.
And the ball goes by.
Shoo-wee.
Ball goes
I
by.
wasn't sure if he was going to be over to third or try to, but second base, nicely done on I should say a stolen base, nicely done. And now Lamb is in scoring position with 2 outs and Luca Giolongo with 2 strikes. So we'll wait here, the 0-2 pitch. And that one's way outside. So Nashua with 1 in the third, 1 here in the fourth already, looking for more.
So the other dad I bumped into was Luca Giolongo's dad. I made sure I dropped a little hint in there about the bunt.
And Luca pops that one skyward.
That is
If it
that's
stays
playable.
And it is.
Yes,
up by
it
the
is.
fence. Winnie with a nice job for the third out here. And that will do it.
Thought it was going to be close.
Yeah.
And it was, but he's a very good fielding first baseman, so that's a big catch there. And we have played 4 here at Holman Stadium. It is 2-0 in favor of Nashua on this 4th of July holiday.
We'll be back here for more baseball for Nashua Silver Knights at historic Holman Stadium in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Enjoy the tunes of DJ PDP.
Here at historic Holman Stadium for inning number 5. Nashua ahead now 2-0. They've extended their lead in the bottom of the 4th over the Vermont Lake Monsters. Michael Gemma on the mound, dealing so far through 4 innings as that first pitch in there for a ball to the number 7 hitter, Francis Ferguson. Kyle O'Dice, Antonio Gianni to schedule the follow as that's in there for a strike 1-1. I have to give a shout out to our awesome crew. PTZ camera, Dan Young, Tim O'Neill on camera, Dylan Smith on the first base camera, as that's in there for a strike 1-2. Peter Johnson, audio production, and Michaela Savaggio, our director. All of them doing a fantastic job today.
Oh, you got to give Peter Johnson, you got to give
ETV.
DJ PDP better props than that. He is the executive producer.
I mean, if he's on the wheels of steel right next to me, I mean, he is doing
You
a
got to
phenomenal
give
job.
DJ Pete much better props.
Listen, he makes a guy with a voice for radio and a face for silent movies sound good, so I'm going to take this all day, every day. As the 1-2 pitch here comes in, beautifully placed and no call there.
Wow.
You got to be kidding me.
Wow.
That should be a strikeout, and it's 2-2. Holy cow.
Jeff's having a little bit of a tough day.
How do you miss that one?
I don't know.
That was close.
And
That one's in there.
No, that's, oh, see, that wasn't a
See
strike.
ya.
That wasn't a strike. The other one was. That I thought was high and a little bit away when it got near the plate. So I'm the other way on that pitch. I think that was a makeup call.
I'm sure that was.
I'm sure Jeff wanted to do it.
Either way, it is a strikeout nonetheless.
There are a lot of people milling around this stadium. This is a bigger crowd than what you see in the stands. There are a lot. I mean, it's a good crowd too, though. Don't get me wrong. What you see in the stands is good, but there are a lot of people. You know what? I think they're going to have a great crowd is Friday night, because I think the weather's supposed to be okay, and it's a fireworks night. And I believe it's isn't it NAACP night? They had a great crowd.
I know that I know Vermont is back here, so that'll certainly be a good game, especially with the way this is starting to turn out.
So I think they had a good crowd for that night last year. I believe that's again the case again. This should be a big crowd on Friday.
Well, after 4 straight strikeouts, 3 to go, 1, 2, 3 in the last inning, Ferguson for out number 1 on this inning. I'm not sure why that pitch missed.
High.
He hit Lodice, and Gianni takes the first pitch for a ball. So 4 outs straight delivered via way of the K from Gemma. Now is a runner on first, and that should be in there for a strike. You gotta be kidding me. Ball 2. Not sure where that one was either.
Well, Gemma has 3 walks, and that's obviously due to the fact he's not quite sure of the zone that Kleiner wants.
He's got 7 Ks, though, so it should be all right. As that one is hit first base, got on 1, and now safety's in there. Ooh, close.
Get the sure out.
Oh,
And
nice.
he got one of them, but not quite at second.
So it'll be 3 unassisted,
Right fielder number 3.
as that will be the second out, and Tommy Martin will step up. He's walked and struck out, so he's 0 for 1 today. Martin.
Well, whoever is up there in the pen is ready.
Off speed, that one high misses for a ball, 1-0.
I'd like to see Gemma go 6 innings if he can, but I don't know. Being a converted reliever, you know, being put into the rotation, I'm sure he's on a little bit of a limit.
Well, that was pitch number 76 for Gemma.
Yeah,
This will be pitch 77.
My guess is he's in the 80 range, and he's 2-0, and it's starting to show a little bit. But this would be a big out for him if he can get it, because I have a feeling this could be his last hitter. Just because of the pitch count.
Absolutely. I could not agree more. We'll see what happens here with Tommy Martin as he's 2-0. Runner at second base. And that should be in there for a strike, and is. And it's 2-1.
Be careful if I'm O'Brien at shortstop. I wouldn't want to really try too much of that pickoff play, because Martin will see that hole at short and he'll take advantage of it with a ground ball.
Yeah, there's a lot of room over in that shortstop.
There's too
hole.
much room over at shortstop. And there's what he does.
That goes over as he gets over to first in time, and they got him!
Wow!
What a play and a great stretch by Walkley. They get him, and out of the inning goes Nashua unscathed. Holy cow!
But what did I tell you, right? Martin's a smart hitter. He's a leadoff hitter. When you're a leadoff hitter, you're a smart guy. Your job is to get on base. He knows that hole is there because O'Brien was shading towards second for the pickoff play. O'Brien makes a great play and somehow got to it quickly and makes the throw. That's incredible. What a play by Brady O'Brien, the second one of the game. You don't see any back problems on those plays, do you?
No, and the best part about that is that was a soft liner, just sort of hung up a bit. So O'Brien had to wait for it to come down with that top spin to then pick it up, recover, giving just that extra step and a half or so for Martin to get down the line.
And the problem with that top spin is it could spin right away from your glove.
Correct, as is. He was going towards the third base to get it. So yeah, all in all, a great play by Brady O'Brien there in the top of the inning to keep Nashua ahead now.
That was fantastic. Boy, the fans getting treated to a great baseball performance. They've got pitching, they've got defense, got timely hitting. The one thing they don't have today, the home run for Nashua. I'd like to see that and get this crowd really riled up.
Absolutely. But the one good thing they do have, Tom, is they've got 6 hits, which we've talked before, whether it be on the air in a broadcast or even off just in conversation. Nashua's struggled this year with hits. They've recently, their pitching staff has been better. They have been able to go deeper into innings, and they usually only have 1 inning or so that their pitching staff has an issue. Now, their pitching staff seems to be locked in. It's their hitting that needs to catch up, and it seems like today, again, halfway through, but 6 hits with 2 runs, pretty good so far against one of the better teams in the FCBL this year.
And for a couple of reasons we won't mention on the air, I'm curious to see if Gemma will be out there to start the 6th inning.
Yeah, we'll certainly see, as it will be Jack McDermott, Will Fosberg, and Brady O'Brien, the 2, 3, 4 hitters for Nashua. That's in there for a strike right down the middle.
Yeah, McDermott.
And that one slapped into the gap.
Yeah.
Beautiful Oppo-Slappo single for Jack McDermott. And he is 2 for 2 with a couple of singles and a walk today.
Good player.
Absolutely. Now you bring up a guy like Will Fosberg, as it looks like we are getting a pitching change.
We are going to get a pitching change.
So Ben Alexson is going to go 4 full innings and will be responsible for the runner at first.
Nashua on the road tomorrow night, while there be fireworks here via the city of Nashua. Courtesy of the city of Nashua, there will be Silver Knights baseball. I believe they're down at Brockton tomorrow night, if I'm not mistaken.
Tomorrow,
they
are at Brockton,
yeah, they
correct.
are,
and then back for
New Britain on Thursday, and then Vermont again on Friday. 2 nights where the weather's supposed to be decent, hopefully, and we'll get good crowds because we haven't had very much good weather.
What's this bright thing that I see in the sky that's putting some shadows across the field? This is a change of pace.
No doubt about it.
The new pitcher here for Vermont, that is going to be number 40, Luke Laviger, the sophomore from Newport, Rhode Island, going to UMaine, 6'3", 195-pounder.
From the University of Maine, number 40.
To live in Newport.
He is got a 12.6 ERA, 3rd Sorry, 3 games, 2 started, 5 innings pitched, 6 Ks, 3 walks, and 10 hits.
And bullpen duty because of those numbers. The 12.6 ERA puts him in the pen, and he comes in here in middle relief in a he's not doing mop-up duty. This is a 2-0 game, and his job is to keep Nashua down so Vermont can start getting the bats moving.
Yeah, very interesting here with that 12.6 ERA that he would be coming in, especially where he has 6 Ks and 3 walks, but he's given up 10 hits. It's very interesting. Again, with his last relief against New Britain on June 29th, he went 2/3, gave up a run, 1 earned, 3 hits, a walk. Faced 5 batters.
Now, this kid's probably had a pretty good childhood growing up in Newport in the summertime. That's not bad, huh?
You know, it really is not.
That's
Newport,
a nice-
Vermont is a beautiful place.
Newport, Rhode Island. Isn't
I'm
he
sorry,
from
Newport, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
That's what it is from
That's,
Vermont.
yeah, because
Newport.
beautiful place. But there is an NACBL team down there. I've seen the ballpark. It's not bad. It's not very big.
Now batting from Northeastern
That's like a
New
bandbox, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it's right by the harbor.
Right, correct. So well, now with the new pitcher in, he's going to face against the number 3 hitter, Will Fosberg. He steps up with nobody out here and 1 on in the form of Jack McDermott. The Walter Bat hitter of the game slapped one into left field for a single. And they check over at McDermott here. And we're in the bottom of the 5th inning here from historic Holman Stadium. J.J. Mitchell, the legend Tom King on the call here for Nashua ETV. That's sliced and gets into the stands.
And speaking of legends, we talked about this the last time, the Legends of Holman. That induction ceremony will be tomorrow night. It will not be today.
That is correct, along with a rock concert and the fireworks, all starting tomorrow around 5:30. And that one is low. Fosberg sees that into the dirt, and it's 1-1.
Bishop Girton's Mike Lozo and Don LaLiberty, and Nashua's Don Grandmaison are going to be the inductees this year. They'll have their names on the plaque that's just inside the concourse as you get into the gate.
Congratulations to all of them as that gets slapped into the dugout of the Vermont Lake Monsters. And it's quickly 1-2 here to Fosberg with nobody out. In the bottom of the 5th, Nashua looking to add to their 2-0 lead. Check back on McDermott.
Getting the uniform dirty.
His laundry bill goes up $10 already.
Yep. Who does the laundry for this team? You got a club?
We do. We
Oh,
do.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Can I drop mine off?
No,
GJ?
sir.
No. Okay. I just was
I
wondering.
don't. I don't want your dirty tighty whities. As Gitchire, Gitch on that one as it went in and out of his hands. Got to get some softer hands there, Chief. As he's coaching first base, he's him and the first base ump having a quick chuckle, and the count remains still 1-2. As that one's high, McAndrews tried to frame that. Umpire wasn't having it, and it stays 2-2. And Fosberg hits it over to the second baseman. They try to get it to second for 1, and he should be safe, and they call him out.
Ouch.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. No way. He wasn't even close to the bag to touch
I would
it.
love to see that again.
Absolute garbage call at second base.
Love to see that again.
Horrible, hot trash call. And the hecklers at Holman had given it to him.
Now batting.
I mean, I get you gotta be in and around the bag and they sort of give him the play, but I thought his foot was off the bag when he even caught it. Never mind when he was trying to get there. He wasn't even close on that.
Well, in today's game, umpires are told not to give you the phantom call anymore, at least on the major league level, but especially with the bases that big that they make now. So, but here, different story.
But even then, like, you at least got to be touching the bag. His foot was off the bag going towards first when he caught the ball.
That we could see from our distance. Now, is his foot Now the umpire, oh, there's
That
another
should be a
chance
tailor-made
right
6-4-3,
Yep, it is.
and it is.
Yep.
So that ends the inning. So a controversial call at second that gets them the 6-4-3, and Vermont gets out of that jam.
I will say the umpire is a little bit closer to it than we are. All right. So you see where his foot is. The umpire has to be looking at the foot. He's not looking at the body. He's looking at the foot and the bag. So if he thinks that foot is anywhere near it, he's going to call him out. And that's the play he called. Now from here, it looked like he wasn't near it, but maybe he grazed it. We can't tell. We're too far away. Love to see an instant replay of that and see a zoom in as to whether it was or whether it wasn't.
Tom, in all of my years of calling baseball games and watching the game of baseball, I can tell you unequivocally, fact, not opinion, I'm never wrong from the booth.
I love it.
Never in my years have I ever been wrong.
Is this all right, Mr. Wright? Is this still Gemma? I think is it?
This is not.
No,
Gemma.
it's not. No, it doesn't look like
This is going to be number 22, Ryan Griffin. He's going to come in and take over for Michael Gemma, who's come in and pitched 5 fantastic innings.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say how fantastic.
No, we won't yet.
But that is a fantastic job by Gemma so far. 5 full for him.
We won't yet, but we hope we get to do it at the end of the game.
Absolutely. As Gemma's night being over, 5 innings, no runs, no earned, 2 walks, 7 Ks. Pretty impressive outing, especially at one point where he went 4 Ks in a row, the whole 4th inning and the top of the 5th inning, Tom.
Done a great job. Now the question I have is, did Vermont come down here last night and stay over? I should have asked the bus driver
They did
that.
not. They drove up this morning. The only reason I know is because of talking with the general manager for the Silver Knights, Cam Cook.
Yeah.
And we were talking about how we were going to play this today. We were talking yesterday. And he said, you know, their bus leaves us very early. So we'll probably give them a call and try and find the pockets. I know Cam chuckling. He said, I've been up since 5:30 this morning.
Well,
as the plight of a general manager trying to be the Al Caprinian, as I drop Al's name here.
Sure, I worked with Al.
Al is a great dude.
I worked with Al at WNDS. Funny story. I get out of my car in the parking lot. We did a lot of tape shows at WNDS, and I get out of the car and I'm walking there, and the walkway towards the main door, and Al's coming out. He's done for the day. He's coming out. I go, "How you doing, Al?" "Gonna snow tomorrow."
Yep.
You say hi to him, you get the forecast right away because he thinks you're gonna ask him. I never asked him about the weather.
Yep. No, it's perfect. It's perfect. Al Caprinian's a legend here in the New England area.
Is he still doing independent weather does he still farm weather forecasts out to media outlets? Is he still doing that?
I have not seen him do actual weather.
The weather.
But again, I'm not the guy to ask. I don't watch news.
Radio. Well, it'd be radio. It would be TV.
Oh,
It'd be
even radio.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Radio. He would do that. He would farm that out to radio stations and have a number of people could call and all that. He was very good at his job.
Yeah, he's again a local legend.
Yep.
In the Merrimack Valley area.
He came into NDS in 1983 when I was first coming to New Hampshire. He had gotten here just after me.
Well, Griffin's first battery face. McCaw's land, a couple of pitches in, pops it skyward to Brady O'Brien, and there's one out here in the 6th, and Tommy McAndrew now steps up.
A lot of Tommies on this team.
Yeah, Tommy. That's 2 Tommies, a couple of Kyles,
Yep.
a Jack and a Jordan. As Allen's popped up skyward, that should get to McNamara or Giolongo. McNamara's there. So 3 pitches and 2 outs here. Very effective so far for Ryan Griffin.
Now batting from Harvard University, the third baseman number
Jordan
13,
Kang
Jordan Kang.
will pop into the right side batter's box with 2 out here. In the top of the 6th inning, Nashua ahead of Vermont 2-0. Griffin's first pitch hits the corner for strike number 1. I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought that was gonna be a ball.
So did I. But don't forget, it's where it crosses the plate, not where the catcher picks it up. And there's O'Brien right there.
As a hose gets him on the tiptoe tap. by Walkley, and a beautiful job. 1, 2, 3 in order goes Vermont.
That has to be the quickest inning in Silver Knights history. How many pitches did he throw? 5?
I'm going to say 5, yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. That is something. That is exactly what Nashua needs. And I'll say, just from a course of a perspective of the season, they need something like that to happen, and a game like this to happen. You know, where you come in, you're holding one of the better teams in this league to no runs. You've got 7 hits, which is, I don't want to say a ton for Nashua so far this year.
Yeah, they can use a couple more
I
runs.
agree.
To make
I agree, but they knew a couple more runs. But at least the 7 hits, that's starting to be a positive sign. If the pitching staff, we agree, has been better as of late in the last couple of weeks, only maybe an inning or so or whatever, and I know there's been a lot of defensive errors that have cost runs. So if their pitching staff has been pretty good, their bats are now starting to get better. And that could be very, very difficult.
This defensive alignment is the best that they have. This is their best defensive alignment. So the only thing is, I mean, you got Kozil, so you play him at second. He's a good second baseman. McDermott is a better second baseman than he is a third baseman, but he's still a good fielder, so he's at third. So I'll live with that. But everywhere else, it's great, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the best. You got your best catcher, your outfield is superb, your first baseman is superb, makes good plays. So I think I'm very comfortable with the defense. And now you're getting to a situation where we'll see now how that bullpen falls in line because of the talent they've got out there. They've got Ray, they've got Welch, they've got Gitshire. They've got the guys to finish a game like this. This is their type of game. And let's see if they can carry it through. Now, if they can get a couple more runs, it really is their type of game. How's that for boiling it down?
I couldn't agree more. I mean, I agree. I think it's the hitters that need to start being the catalyst, because the pitching can only carry you so far.
Right.
So I think if that's the case, and Nashua can get some hitting going, and their pitching can stay where it is, this becomes a very, very dangerous team.
Yep.
And historic Holman Stadium becomes a very, very tough place to come in and play each and every game.
Well, you got a leadoff hitter on last inning in McDermott. Not the fastest guy, but not the slowest either. He's hitting second, so he should have a little bit of speed. You might want to send him, get him going. You might want to do hit and run. You might want to do a few things to get this lineup going.
Shane McNamara takes that pitch, and 6-3 put out for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th.
And Kyle likes to do that. He likes to do that, but the problem when you don't have the bats is you're almost forced to do it. You'd rather do it as a surprise element, not as teams looking for it because they know you're not hitting. So that's the flip side of all of that. But I'll tell you what, a home run would really lift this crowd up. Boy, that would just get everybody going.
And I'll tell you, I would love to see a guy like Cam Kozil hit one. Again, I love this young man. I think he's going to be a fantastic player at Vandy. I think he is. If you look up the definition of build of a baseball player, he's got it. He's exactly what you want in an athlete and a baseball player. And he's somebody who I'd love to see succeed, not just in this here, but going forward. I know there's a lot of talk of him in the draft as he pulls that one to first.
Well,
but I know there's a lot of talk of him in the draft, and there's variations on who you talk to, where he could go.
Yeah, I can tell you this. He's a good player.
He's excited to get drafted, but I'm 99% sure. I think he's going to be one of those kids that may go to Vandy for at least a season to see how things go. But it all depends upon where he gets drafted too.
Well, I'm not looking at a top 10 pick here. I mean, top 10 rounds. I'm not looking at that when I see him. I'm seeing a player who still has a lot to learn and still has a lot to do and improve on. And if I were him, I would give it 3 years at Vandy.
Yeah, well, at least 1 or 2. I agree.
Well, you're not eligible again until your junior year. So that's the thing. You either get drafted now or you wait till your junior year. So I think that rule is still in effect. So I think that's how it works. Now they can do a draft and follow, and then sign him before the next draft, but he won't have played anything. So that's a tough choice.
Right.
He gets drafted 30th or 40th. you know, the money's not going to be there. And now we have the tunes of DJ PD Pete. We'll be back with the final 3 innings of this ball game right after this.
It's the top of the 7th inning here from historic Holman Stadium. Kyle Coney, Jack Winney, Francis Ferguson all scheduled to appear in front of Ryan Griffin, who's coming on for his 2nd inning of work, and that's in there for a strike to start off the 7th.
Interesting, Griffin's in here for his 2nd inning of work. Let's hope it's a quick one, right? From what Pete Johnson tells us, we got rain coming in.
Yeah, we shall see. Hopefully it holds off, but we are prepared if we needed, as that's a ball outside, 1-1. That one just misses. 2-1 here to the second baseman.
It is an official game, in case you're wondering. So if they decide to call it, if it does rain and they wait it out a little bit and then they figure, well, it's not going to. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is the first hit for Vermont. The no-hitter is by the boards.
And the throw in there, he's safe, legged out a double.
Boy, that's a good hustle play, getting that double. I don't think they were lackadaisical in the outfield. I think they got to it fairly quickly, but it was so deep that it was a ball rolled that far out that he was able to beat it out with that head-first slide.
Yeah, great job and hustle there by Coney. And like you said, the very first hit.
6 hitless innings, 5 by Gemma and 1 by Griffin, and now there's a base hit. Activity in the Silver Knights bullpen. I'm trying to see who that is. It might be Gitcher, I'm not sure.
So it looks like there's also going to be some activity in Vermont here.
See, I would have gone Gitcher, Ray, Welch.
I would have flipped it. I would have gone Gitch, Welch, Ray, but
yeah,
yes.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. Yep.
As that pitch outside just missed the corner of the plate, and it's 1-0.
But I believe Griffin will have a short leash. The only problem is it takes time, and you want to complete an inning before you have to do anything, if in case we do get that heavy swath of rain that Pete Johnson is talking about on the radar.
Well, we'll see if Griffin can have a speedy inning like he did the last one. I know he's going to be more than 5 pitches, but trying to get out of here with keeping the runner at second. Already in the hole, 2-0 to Winney. That pitch catches the corner on the outside for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Kojal doing a bit to hold on the runner. Now off-speed pitch gets him to pop it up. If it stays in play, Walkley can get it.
That should. It's got
and just too
missed.
far outside.
Well, I didn't think it was going to carry that far.
I didn't either.
Thought when I saw it, I said, well, that should be an out. That's a big out. But no, it carries too far. The other one didn't, that was caught earlier by Vermont. But that one did carry a little bit too far towards the concession area.
So 2-2 here to Winney. Griffin looking to get the first out of the inning. After Coney, the first batter, reaches on a double. That one's high, couldn't get him to chase, and it's full count, 3-2.
Yeah, Griffin's got to pitch to contact.
Yeah, don't be afraid.
And that was afraid. He's got to pitch to contact.
Oh, the 3-2 pitch coming. That one is fouled.
Oh, just got a piece of it. That was a nice curveball tailing away.
It just didn't drop off the table quick enough.
Had him way out in front of it. You're right, that drops off a little bit. It would have been strike 3. And it would have been up to Fosberg to block it.
So the 3-2 pitch again here from Griffin. Off speed, that's popped up, should be playable.
Yep.
Either for Fosberg or Walkley.
And
No!
that isn't playable.
Wow,
Keep carrying.
boy, I'm telling you, it is. Carrying, huh? That looked like it was popped toward, that would have gone to where the Nashua sign is on the grass. And it just carried over into the stands on top of the dugout.
And
What a shame.
yeah, no wind here for it to do so. That was just the top spin on the ball. So we'll see what happens here. Griffin with a battle with Winay.
See if he
Following
try-
off a couple of good pitches.
See if he tries the fastball after all the off-speed stuff. He does, and he gets it high.
And whoa, he missed him.
Yep, missed him high. So now you've got first and second, nobody out. And Kyle Jackson isn't going to wait. Tying runs are on base. He is going to the pen. This is not a stall. He's already signaled.
So nobody out here in the 7th inning. After Griffin on 5 pitches goes 1, 2, 3. Now Nashua in a bit of a jam. Not sure if it's strawberry or raspberry yet. But they got men at first and second, nobody out.
Well, this isn't Gitshire. So let's see who this is.
So it'll be the 7th hitter, Francis Ferguson. And it is going to be the reliever, number 39, Alex Miesig,
There we go.
a 6 foot, 185-pound junior, Nashua, New Hampshire native.
That's your other guy.
Out of
who's-
Assumption.
That's your other guy who's so effective out of the pen.
Yeah, Miesig.
What's
2-0, 4.15 ERA,
Yeah,
12 games.
That 4.15 is the product of a couple of bad outings in tough situations.
Yeah,
playing.
earlier in the season, correct. Yeah, he's been great as of late. 22 and a third, 22 and 2/3 innings pitched, 21 Ks to 5 walks, 19 hits. So he does pitch to contact, but he's very effective at getting strikes and strikeouts when needed, and that's what Nashua needs right now, as they're trying to get out of this jam here with runners at first and second and nobody out.
Well, Miesig, the former ace of Nashua North a couple of years ago, and last year, no Alex Miesig, no FCBL championship. I'm going to tell you that right now, because he came in that game 2 and shut Vermont down.
He absolutely did.
And now he's going with Nashua down 4-0, or 3-0 at least. And now, no, 4-0. And now he's going to have to try to do it again here, first and second, nobody out in the top of the 7th inning in a 2-0 game in favor of the Silver Knights.
And if you're Kyle Jackson right now, I mean, this is, I don't want to say the perfect person to go to, but knowing all the arms in the pen right now, you need a guy to come in, throw strikes, throw heavy, throw hard, work the plate in and out, and be able to pitch to contact to let his defense help him out. Again, you mentioned one of the best defensive lineups that Nashua has put out all season. Let's see if this can be a help for Nashua or not a hindrance, as Miesig will try and get out of this jam to pitching to the 7-hitter, number 7, Francis Ferguson, who's DHing today, who's 0 for 1 with a walk and a K.
O'Brien again shading behind a runner at short, so there's that hole again.
That first pitch in there for a strike. McDermott creeping in on the grass, waiting to see if they try a bit of a bunt, maybe a hit and run opportunity here. Miesig's 0-1 pitch coming. That one sliced foul into the kid zone, and he's ahead now 0-2.
But you gotta watch out again for the opposite field hit. They're shading him to pull. A lot of room down that left field line, a lot of room between third and short.
See if Miesig can close him out here. Off speed.
0-2 waste.
Yeah, that's certainly okay. You don't mind a waste pitch like that, especially something off speed and outside. You don't want to bring that one inside. So you just try to extend the zone out horizontally. Now come back inside with a fastball.
He goes outside with a fastball and misses.
So the count of 2-2. Again, if I'm Misig, go back with that fastball, and again, down and in. Tie him up inside. Force him to fist one off if he can even get a piece of it.
Goes
And he
slow.
goes, oh, that
He
one's
is
towered.
very lucky because that was a classic hanging curveball.
That is not what I said, Misig.
And Ferguson, and he was just right out in, Ferguson right out in front of it. Way out in front of it. But
Misig's,
boy.
he's got to turn his earpiece on. I said
Yeah,
fastball.
exactly. I know it, right.
So a long strike, and it's still 2-2. We'll see if he comes
And now,
back to that.
and Ferguson is sitting dead red here. And he took something off it, but does not get the call. See, again, he's looking for that perfect pitch. You've got to attack the hitter.
Yeah.
Go at him.
Don't be passive.
Right,
Be
and
aggressive.
now he's taken an 0-2 count and turned it into 3-2, and they're one pitch away from walking, bases loaded with nobody out.
See what Misig does here. Here to Ferguson. And Ferguson slices that one
You
out
know
of
what?
play.
Just keep throwing that pitch.
Yeah.
Just keep throwing it. Don't try to take anything off it. Don't try to fool around with it. Your fastball is your best pitch. Just throw it.
The only thing I would try to do is maybe if you can locate it a little bit more inside on the hands. See if you can fist him off on the
Yeah.
inside or cheat or cause him not to keep his hands inside the ball. And that one is deep. McNamara going back, but
Yeah, it's not going to
caught
carry. But it's going
as
to
it
take
hung up.
it's going to get the runner to third. But again, Ferguson hitting to pull and just missed that one.
Correct.
As Misig took a little bit off it, allowing Ferguson to hit it that deep and send the runner to third. So
No bad.
first and third now, but you've got the infield now that will be back looking for two. It cuts down the field a little bit, and we'll see what happens here with Lodice up.
Yeah, Lodice hit by a pitch in his last at bat in the 5th inning. Struck out in the 3rd to end the inning.
Yeah, hit or did he walk?
He got hit by a pitch
Hit by a
in
pitch?
the 5th.
Okay.
And that one gets
Yeah,
sliced foul down.
Almost a dangerous cue shot.
So clouds rolling over. We're getting closer and closer to the sun-rain line, so to speak. Let's see what Misig does here. That's sliced foul.
That was a good pitch.
That was a
That got him
great
way
pitch.
out in front. Now you're 0-2 again. Don't play around here. You can waste a pitch, but make it a good pitch. Make it a pitch that he might want to go after, but it's out of the zone. Those are tough to throw, but you don't want to go 3-2 again.
I would do something off-speed, down and away.
He does, and he fouls it off.
That was too much of the plate there. He got lucky
Yeah.
as it was fouled, but he did go down, had Lodice going down to try and grab it. And again, it's 0-2.
Surprised Vermont isn't sending Winnie up high. Surprised they're not trying to run him.
Yeah, very surprising, especially with only
Get that.
one out here.
Yeah,
Try
get
to
that-
get that runner in scoring, yeah.
You know, get that first and third play going.
Again, Nashua in double play depth, trying to get out of this inning here. And that one is
Yeah,
sliced
yeah,
up,
he
right
was-
down.
Yeah,
McNamara.
he was going that way.
Yep, that was a
You
great
know?
piece of hitting there. Kept his hands back
Yep.
and sliced it foul. Unbelievable piece of hitting by
And
Lodice
you
there.
got to know your hitter, right? So he's going that way. Everything he'd fouled off had been that way. So what do? You try to tie him up so he can't go that way. And unfortunately, that didn't happen.
Well, you got to put, if a guy's looking opposite, you bust him inside.
Right.
You see, he left too much of the plate there.
Yep.
And a good job of hitting there by Lodice. And now you get first and second. And the lead's cut in half, 2-1 here. Is that pitch in there for a strike on
It's
the inside?
too bad because you had him 0-2.
That's, yeah,
You
very
know?
much so. So now one out. Winnie at second. Lodice at first.
That-
Gianni.
That run will be charged to Ryan Griffin.
And that one is popped up out of play. And again, 0-2.
Boy, he's gone 0-2 3 straight times.
Now we'll see if Misig can get that one.
But see, you got a productive out on one of them, and you got a base hit on the other. So there's something wrong there. Once you get ahead 0-2, you're not making the right pitch.
Well, Misig seems to like what he's getting from Fosberg. He kicks and deals. Off. And that's a ball way outside.
it's a
He tried
a nice
really throwing it instead of like he tried to place it where it needed
nice
to.
backhand by Fosberg to save a wild pitch. If you're going to throw outside like that, throw a breaking ball.
Correct.
Get him out in front of it. Now you want to tie him up inside with a hard fastball.
And he tied him up. Hands got through the zone, but it was popped up. And a nice job as McDermott catches it. Misig covering third. And there's 2 outs and a big second out for Misig here.
Well, this will be the biggest out of the game if you can get it, because you want every out is precious now because of what we are told is coming in. So you want to.
Pitch hitting for Vermont.
Oh.
From Clarkson University.
Continue your thought. You want to what?
You want to get. You want to. If there's any rain delay, you want to go into it with a lead, and at the end of an inning, right?
Correct.
You know, so you don't have that. Well, Vermont had the runners on first and second. You can't call it now. You know, I mean, that's what you want to do.
Right.
So this is a big out right here, and a pinch hitter.
Yeah, pinch hitter Colby Brulette, senior from Clarkson, Georgia, Vermont native. He was with the Vermont Lake Monsters last year. He's batting .286 here in the season. And if I remember, he was an absolute killer for Nashua.
Yeah, he was. He was. And now, again, another 0-2. Have you ever seen this many 0-2s from one pitcher in one inning?
I have not.
Opposing pitchers against the Silver Knights.
all the time.
All the time. That's a common thing. But, I mean, this is different. Let's see here. Got to be careful with this guy. Got to be really careful with this guy. Yeah.
And outside.
Yeah.
Good pitch to waste there.
It almost feels like the top of the ninth, doesn't it? It does to me with what we've been told is coming in.
I look at it from a top of the ninth perspective of just how Nashua has been playing lately. And now it's fouled, just couldn't, as it popped right off the mask of Fosberg.
Oh, my. He was so far out in front of that, he could have, unbelievable. It almost looks like he got it on the backswing.
Yeah. Agreed. So we'll see what happens here on a 1-2 pitch. Misig outside just missed. And it's 2-2 again.
Misig is getting ahead 0-2, but doesn't seem to have that rhythm that we usually see from him. Oh, I hear Pete saying it's right on our doorstep.
Yeah.
I heard that.
The weather coming in quickly here. So a 2-2 pitch here. Fastball sliced foul. And it stays 2-2. Brulette with a good battle at the plate. As you can tell, a bit of wind coming in, changing the temperature.
Yep.
So weather's certainly coming in very quickly here. That's a 2-2 pitch. And
got
he got him
there
off
it
speed.
Is.
And a big hitter in Brulette goes down swinging for out number 3. But the lead cut in half. It is now 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the 7th here at historic Holman Stadium.
Wow, big pitch. Biggest pitch of the game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So 2 hits spoil the no-hitter that Nashua had going. And again, the 1 run crosses the plate. So now it is Walkley, Lamb, and Giolongo scheduled for the bottom of the 7th. Again, rain coming in quickly. Looks like it's going to be coming in from left field across.
From the west.
Yep. So
from the west.
We shall see, but we'll stay here with you on Nashua ETV again.
I mean, as I'm looking straight away, you don't see any change in the sky, but you can tell it's a little darker off to our left.
That is correct.
Yep.
But I do want to thank our broadcast stations who are replaying. That is the Boxford Mass Cable Access, OPTV in Oradell, New Jersey, Hemi Baker TV in Plymouth, New Hampshire, Bedford Community TV in New Hampshire, NEC TV in Newport, Vermont, ECAT in Eastern Mass Community TV, and Lake Cam in Lakeville, Massachusetts. Thank you for rebroadcasting Nashua's ETV's coverage of Nashua Silver Knights baseball.
How the heck did that all happen? When have we ever done that?
We're just
We're
that.
all over New England with this one.
We're just that damn good, bro.
No, I
That's
think
how
it's the
it rolls.
popularity. I think they all know the popularity now of DJ Petey Pete. That's what's going on.
Well, that is,
You know.
I cannot
That is
disagree with that at all.
That is amazing. So Vermont is going to be able to see us. And in that case, I mean, we want to wish the best for Vermont manager Pete Wilk,
Absolutely.
who is returned but not making too many road trips, so he's not here today.
I'm wearing my Dig
So-
In for Pete bracelet for him.
Yep, so we wish him the best. And Jeff
Absolutely.
Kleiner behind home plate was stunned when he saw Pete Wilk in Norwich on Saturday night.
As Walkley takes the first 2 pitches he sees.
So a good kind of stunned. So
Absolutely.
good to have him back.
Unequivocally good to have him back.
I got a treat last year during the final game
Ooh.
of being down in the, oh, that hurts. Being
That
down
is-
in the photographer's pit and being able to be right next to the dugout and chat here and there very quickly with Pete Wilk during the game, but also listening to what he would say and what he would do to his players. Not a whole lot. I think he lets his coaches do a lot of that, but he ran the game pretty well. But it was interesting. It's the first time I've ever really been able to do that. That was fun to do.
Absolutely. He's a great guy to talk to, a good baseball guy. As McAndrews.
Very gracious.
He's tough. He's a hockey player. I know he's a catcher, but catchers, goalies, hockey players, all built different like that.
Sure.
As he rolled over and just took that and wore it, and now he's back behind the dish again. That's the life of a catcher, right?
Yeah, that's no kidding.
On the foul by Walkley, so it's now 3-1. As Lavigueur back on the bump for a second inning of relief work. And Walkley walks, so the leadoff man aboard for Nashua will bring up Nate Lamb, who's already 2 for 2 with a couple of singles, scored a run and got an RBI.
So let's
in the
play.
fourth.
Let's play crystal ball.
All right.
All right. So say it rains,
Yep.
and all of a sudden it looks like it's going to be a long delay, or it may not be. They may not be able to finish it.
Yep.
Would they call it as? Would they call the game?
Game is
So it would not
game,
be
set, match.
would not be picked up as a suspended game on Friday when Vermont is here.
Nope, because of the fact that it is technically a completed game.
Yep.
After the 5 full.
Just curious what
Yep.
the decision would be,
Nope, the
and it would be in the
decision-
hands of the umpires, obviously.
Correct.
So.
Yes, the umpires would
Right.
call the game. Well, the umpires would call the game from a perspective of on the field, from a rain perspective, and then after conferring with both coaching staff and general manager Cam Cook, they would determine if it would be worth waiting out the the half
rain
an hour,
delay, right.
hour, whatever it is,
Right, all
or
would
if
be-
they all of a sudden just say, nope, we're good, we're just going to call it.
From what Pete Johnson says, it's going to be a long delay if it's.
Yeah, it is coming in very, very heavy if it hits us, which it looks like it should. But we'll see. We'll keep playing here.
But now here's the big question.
Yep.
Broadcasting a game gets you out of having to pull tarp, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
That's a great
Doesn't it?
question. So 2-0 pitch to Lamb. To be honest, the answer would probably be no.
Ooh.
Well, because all hands on deck as Lamb swings through that one and it's 2-1. Even though I'm calling games for Nashua ETV, normally either calling games for the FCBL network here for the
Right.
Nashua Silverknights directly, or
Does that
doing
get
ops.
when you do that? When you call the games for that, does that get you out of pulling tarp?
It does not. We
All
just
right.
have to basically be like,
Yep.
we're in a rain delay. We'll be back in just a brief
Right,
minute. Stay
right.
tuned. And then
And-
it is socks and shoes off, run down the steps, and get ready to pull the tarp. As Lamb, after going up 2-0, swings through 3 and,
And
is down and strikes for 1 out.
let me repeat this little mandate that you are not allowed to put your socks and shoes in my booth.
Oh, no.
Don't even think about it.
Bro, my socks and shoes stay here, but I got sandals. I'm a
smart
seasoned
guy.
veteran
Smart
of the
guy.
Nashua Silver Knights. I bring sandals down. I have towels to wipe off my feet. I'm good. I am a vet here at historic Holman Stadium. Has his 1 out now. Luca Giolano, he's in the
Oh,
third.
what
Great
a
snap. They
play.
get it over to second for 1. Over to first, and
No,
not in
no
time.
way they're gonna beat him
And
out
I was
there.
waiting for the umpire to call him out at first. I would have
He
gone
wa-
all the way down there
He wanted
and
to.
argued that.
He wanted to.
I
He
knew
thought
he
about it.
wanted
He thought
to.
about it.
But a great stab there by Kang. The
So
Conqueror
now
over at
you
third.
got Giolongo at first base for the first time in this game. Let's see if he's going to run on this. My guess is they'll do a hit and run.
Yeah, well, McDermott is 2 for 2, 2 singles and a walk.
That's my guess. Hit and run. We'll see.
We'll see what McDermott does as that pitch
Nice
in there
pitch.
for a strike. Look at Giolongo, about a third of the way down to second base after the secondary lead. Can get a little bit of a bigger lead with a lefty. McDermott has to be tough for the
There he
catcher to
goes.
throw, and he's gone. And
Fouled
McDermott
off. Hit and run.
And you were there, hit and run.
And now McDermott down at the count 0-2. That puts him in a little bit of a disadvantage.
And I would have loved to have seen McDermott lay off that pitch.
Yeah,
It
me
looked
too.
like that might have been a ball. It would have been a tough play because the catcher would have had to go backhand, and even though he's coming up on the right side, would have had to throw through McDermott, theoretically, to get the ball to second. That
Wow.
might have been a stolen base.
0-2, he's not going to go now.
No, as that one again inside. Trying to fist McDermott, but he's able to get the bat barrel through the
If I'm
zone.
McDermott, I try to go for that gap in left center field. You get a ball in that gap, it rolls all the way, you got to run. If he can do that,
Or-
it's down to the count 0-2, so he can't pick his pitch.
I'll check back on Luker as he gets back safely. Yeah, I would like to see if they go back inside, I'd like to see McDermott keep his hands back and just drill that into right center, actually, if he can get a ball to pull. Because he keeps pulling him foul. If he can straighten that out right down the first base line, you'll at least have Luker at third, if not at home, as they check back on Giolongo.
I think he was going there.
I think he was certainly leaning.
Gotta get the crowd clapping here.
Absolutely.
Gotta get this crowd going. Nope.
And that is another error. So still an 0-2 pitch here to McDermott. He's a good battle here by Lavigueur and McDermott, a tete-a-tete as it were. And that one's low. McDermott sees it beautifully for a ball 1-2.
That track has improved a little bit drier air on it, and runners have been moving around a little more after the first couple of innings. Let's see what Giolongo does. Although that foot is not anywhere near that corner, and he wasn't going there because when you don't dive back, that means you're not thinking about it.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to keep him honest over there. Luka now taking a bit of an extended lead.
Still not far. Got to get that foot out, left foot out towards that point. Yeah.
And he's going.
No, he's faking it.
And that one away. As McDermott saw that for ball number 2, and a tough pitch there to take down and away, as this umpire's strike zone has been right around that spot. So maybe a break here for Nashua. McDermott with a chance to see another pitch. And he fouls that one back towards.
It's a great at-bat by McDermott, but a great pitching job. They're trying to tie him up inside. You can tell. That's what they're trying to do it off speed. My guess is he's going to get a fastball, and we'll see where they place it and what he can do with it. I think that you're 2-2. Now you're thinking dead red. Blow him away, and let's see if McDermott can catch up to it. He does, and that's what happens.
That is it. So after 7 full, it is 2-1. Vermont 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. Nashua 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors.
Well, we are still dry, so it is getting darker, but the sky just hasn't changed much.
Yeah, it's been just
The wind has picked up a little bit. You feel a little breeze up here, at least I do in
Yep.
my side. So for those of you who don't know, I'm in the far booth, as far away from GJ as I could possibly be, thank goodness. So
as it looks like we're going to get a new pitcher here
it looks like
for
Welch.
Silver. This is going to be
Welch?
George Welch.
Yep.
So
The big thing with Welch, control. If he can keep the runners off the base via the walk, he usually can do the job. And if George Welch is pitching this inning, my guess is Will Ray will go the 9th inning, but who knows?
well, that is how I would have put it. I certainly would go Welch, then Ray. I think Welch is a better setup man. I mean, I think, don't get me wrong, I think George Welch is a phenomenal pitcher for SNHU and for us. But
Yeah, you have the
I
luxury.
I think Will Ray is a better closer and throws harder.
Yeah, I think he does too. I loved what I saw the other night.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I mean, it was just really outstanding pitching.
Well, the good thing is George comes in, again, the 6'3", 195-pound senior out of Derry, New Hampshire.
Is he finally a senior? I'm wondering.
That is correct.
You know?
Yeah, no, he's in the 7-year program, I think, 8-year possibly.
I did a feature on George Welch when he pitched here in 2019.
Yeah.
2019. This is 4 years later. He's on the Ryan Sullivan plan.
Hey, I'll take the Ryan Sullivan plan all
Well, that
day.
means he's got eligibility because of COVID and everything else, he's got eligibility.
Correct.
So you wouldn't be here if he doesn't have eligibility for next year. So he'll be back at SNU, I imagine, unless he's going somewhere else to do a grad school.
As far as I know, he will be back at SNU next year.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
And again, comes in 1-1.
Yeah, a lot of eligibility.
Yeah, 0s on the ERA. 6 games he's been in. He's got 2 saves, 9 innings pitched, 12 Ks, 4 walks, 6 hits. As he will face off against McCausland, McAndrews, and Kang, the 2, 3, 4 hitters.
Center fielder number 16,
As
Kyle McCausland.
it is 2-1. Nashua holding on to the lead here as Vermont crawled back and split it in half the top of the last inning. The one thing about Welch that I love is he is very aggressive on the mound. He wants to strike you out every single time. It doesn't matter if it's a 0-0 count or a 0-2 count.
and
He wants to throw strikes,
Right,
which I love.
and a lot of times he will. The only problem is he's so amped up that he often overthrows. That's the only thing he does that, doesn't work out.
Yeah, I've talked to him about that. It's about, sort of that clearing the mechanism, to use the term for the love of the game, is that calm and then let the body do it. Don't overthrow with your arm. As that's hit over to third. Nicely picked by McDermott over to first. And there's one out here in the top of the 8th.
Good scoop there by Walkley at first base.
And that's the thing, is when Welch is pitching to contact like that, when it's down, when it's ground balls, he is the most effective. His off-speed pitch is devastating when he can locate his fastball. And like you said, it's the ability to not throw too hard or throw harder than he should on a consistent basis. It's okay if you want to ratchet it up to 90 every once in a while, but you don't always need to. I mean, I always say, Greg Maddux made a career not breaking a pane of glass with a baseball from 60 feet 6 inches.
Right.
You can do that in any league if you have location. And George so far on it right now, 2 pitches in to McAndrews, and he's already 0-2 with a couple of off-speed pitches on the outside. And he gets him to roll that one over, and it'll be foul, as McDermott was all over that, ready to gun him out at first if it stayed fair. I'd like to see George come in with something with a fastball up and in the hands. Or something like in at the waist, but like really in, tie him up. And he goes off speed, and the same thing
out
happens.
in front.
Yep.
Out in front.
So a couple of quick outs here for Welchie and the Silver Knights, and it'll bring up Jordan Kang.
The third baseman, number 13, Jordan Kang.
As a couple of more pitches here, we could be heading to the bottom of the inning and then possibly get the full 9 in before the rain comes. We'll see, as Welch is dealing and working very quickly here. Already ahead, 0-1. And that one goes to McDermott, another scoop and a throw, and 1, 2, 3, go Vermont in order in the
Solid
8th.
job by Welch where he didn't overthrow. He pitched to contact, didn't care whether he struck out or just get the outs. And we are one more inning away from possibly a Silver Knights win. We'll see.
Yeah, one more full inning, half of the home half and then the top of the ninth. And let's do this, Tom. Let's take a quick break here on Nashua ETV. Let's get us geared up for the bottom of the eighth, the top of the ninth. Hopefully get them both in. It's Tom King, GJ Mitchell on Nashua ETV. We'll be back in a brief moment for the bottom of this inning. Stay tuned for more Nashua Silver Knights baseball. We're back here for the bottom of the eighth inning. A new pitcher here for the Vermont Lake Monsters. It will be the 6'5", 235-pound sophomore out of San Antonio, Texas. Going to Duke, it is Edward Hart. A 1-0 record, 2 games in, 3 1/3, 4 Ks, no walks, 2 hits. For Vermont, he will come in and face the meat and potatoes of the order. It'll be Fosberg, O'Brien, and McNamara scheduled in the
That
eighth.
is a tall drink of water on the mound. Got some size.
6'5", he is not short. So far, knock on wood, as I crack the back of my skull, we've held off from the weather so far. Let's see if we can get another full inning this half and the top of the next one in and get a full game here for all the fans that have come out to support the Nashua Silver Knights today. And thank you for joining us here on Nashua ETV. GJ Mitchell here with the legend Tom King calling the baseball game for you on the 4th of July as Fosberg swings through that first pitch, 0-1.
Only 2 other games I've seen here on the 4th. That was last year, and then also the National Pride played 1 game on the 4th here, back in I think 2001, 2002, somewhere around there. That game was more of an afternoon game. I think it was a noon or a 1 o'clock start.
Well, what's held up for a good day of baseball so far.
Yeah, it's a festive day. You had that festive feel to it with the crowd coming in and everything else. It's been a good crowd. Kids Zone was full. Dunk Tank was active,
That's always the best.
even without GJ.
As that was hit
That's a
right in
base
the
hit.
gap. A nice job as Fosberg, the leadoff hitter here in the 8th, gets on and is one aboard with nobody out in Nashua's home half of the
Two
inning.
for 4, 2 singles and 2 strikeouts.
Now batting from Colby
And
Collins.
now you got the guy, Brady O'Brien, who's made 2 great plays at shortstop and has an RBI.
Harold O'Brien with a single RBI single in the 3rd, one of the 2 runs Nashua has today. And he swings through that first pitch, down and away for a strike. Nate Lamb scored on that. Nate Lamb also with an RBI as well.
Gonna run Fosberg? What do you think?
You know, I don't. And here's why. I don't want to run into an out. I don't want to give momentum to Vermont picking you off. If you get a double play, you get a double play. That's a common everyday thing. But if you get picked off a second, even if it's common, it can be a catalyst for a positive impact on another team. I've never,
Yeah, it didn't
never
look,
liked
it didn't look like he was getting ready to run there. He wasn't out far enough. Even though he did dive back, he wasn't out far enough. So
So the 1-1 pitch, that one sliced.
yeah, right idea by O'Brien to go the opposite way and possibly get the base runner to third base. But now he's down to the count 1-2 after the foul ball.
And looks like the rain is starting a little bit. We'll see how quickly the storms come in. As that one's inside, nice save by McAndrews.
I don't think there's any thunder or lightning with it. It just seems like
I think it's just going to be just, straight rain.
Straight rain, but the crowd's stirring a little bit, you can tell.
Oh, the 2-2 pitch here to O'Brien with Fosberg at first. Nobody out. They check back at Fosberg as he just sort of falls down and puts his arm out.
Almost threw that away. Almost. They save it first.
Yeah, Winnie got that on the backhand. And O'Brien, Oppo, Slappo, if it stays
Foul
fair,
ball.
could be trouble, and
Foul
he'll get
ball.
foul into and out of the bullpen for Nashua.
O'Brien looking to go that other way.
As you should, you always want to go hit behind the runner. As the rain's starting to come in a little heavier, the crowd really starting to move around, put some jackets, umbrellas popping up around here. And O'Brien
loses the bat
that one
again.
goes into, it looks like it hit one of the coaches.
Second time the bat has flown out of O'Brien's hands.
Yeah.
So that's got to be a problem somewhere. I mean, he hadn't done that all year long. That's got to be a problem with the grip, with some kind of enough pine tar on it or whatever they use. I mean, pine tar used to be the thing, right?
Yeah, the pine tar, because it looked like it might have hit one of the coaches, but he's all right. Again, baseball players, as whiny as some people think they are kind of tough. So O'Brien will step back in on a 2-2 after he's got his bat, and now we get a quick time trying to make sure that we get everything all set over in the bullpen area for Vermont. So the 2-2 pitch coming here to O'Brien. Inside and low, and he runs the count full. It's now 3-2. As now the rain is certainly
Yes, it is. Here
visible.
it is. People don't know DJ PDP is also a weatherman.
And O'Brien on the fastball outside. That would have been a strike anyway.
It would have been.
And a
He
good
tried
pitch
to.
by Hart.
He tried to pull it, and he pulled off it, and it was a good pitch. He blew it by him. If he goes the other way and tries to just foul it off, he has a chance. So tough at bat by O'Brien.
But a guy you like to have up in this opportunity, Shane McNamara, as Nashua's looking to add to their lead, ahead 2-1 here
Yeah.
as we.
Lefty, so we'll see. That's the reason this guy is in the game, because two lefties are coming up.
Smart move by the Vermont pitching staff. That's outside. Ended up in the righty batter's box. McAndrews moved over to get it. As McNamara hits that one to center, that is going back
That's
and
gonna
deep,
be-
and that's going to one-hop the wall. That should score. Fosberg, he comes around.
This is going to be a play. He does not
Now
have
he's
the
gonna get back to
speed.
third,
He's out.
and
He is out. That is just a tough base running job by Fosberg. He just didn't seem to have the speed. He should have been off at the crack of the bat with 2 outs, with 1 out. And
it looks like Kyle Jackson had him waved on and then put the brakes on. Fosberg stopped, but then sort of just stopped. He didn't get back to the bag.
He slipped. That's what happened. He slipped. Slipped on the grass. So he goes down, he slips on the grass, and he can't make his way back. But the thing is, he would have been out at home.
Oh, he would have been gunned out easily.
He would have been out at home before he slipped. So they should have just held him at third base, because he did not run very fast from first to third. Usually, you would have thought he would have scored on that. That was almost all the way to the wall.
As
And
McNamara in there for a safe, and a great
Right.
scoop. Nice job there by the third baseman, Kang, to pick that one and put the tag on. Even though he was safe, but that could have been a run, as that was heading towards left field if he didn't pick it.
So now you got a runner at third with 2 outs. Wild pitch will score him. Well, maybe if it doesn't hit the wall and bounce back to the catcher, but wild pitch, pass ball, error, anything will get him home, which Nashua could use before we go to the 9th. And it looks like, I would say Welch is going to finish this game. There's no one out there. I didn't see anybody out there. throwing.
No, I don't see anybody either.
No, and that means that Welch is going to finish the game.
So we'll see what happens there as Cam Kozel takes ball 3. So he's ahead of the count as he tries to work a walk to get Kyle Levine up. So the 3-0 pitch here, Cam probably taking all the way, and he does. That's inside for a strike 3 and 1. So yeah, a little bleeder will, or a little flare will score McNamara as there's 2 outs in the inning. And he pulls that one, and it's 3 and 2. Kozel knew that wasn't the pitch he wanted to swing at.
Tough break, though, for Fosberg. That was tough. If he doesn't slip, he's okay.
Yeah.
He gets back.
Yep. Yeah, that wet grass just got the footing of the cleats, and
down he goes.
the dirt monster got another victim. As Kozel strikes out here, and that will end the inning.
Yeah, that's a tough thing because that was a run taken away. They had all sorts of chances for it. So now they will do their best to finish this 9th inning and avoid any controversy over a suspended game or call a game or anything like that. You know, I think they can do it.
Well,
if you don't have any thunder or lightning, you can pretty much finish it as long as it's not hazardous on the mound with the
yeah, I was gonna say the rain is like slight, even though looking at the Doppler radar here, it looks like it should be heavier, but it is just coming down to be more of a nuisance than anything. So like you said, George Welch back on the mound trying to secure this 2-1 lead for the Nashua Silver Knights.
Can we get a day without rain? Yeah. Please? Just one?
My kingdom for a win and a day without rain.
Just one.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just ridiculous.
Yeah, this is
it's unbelievable. It's been it was a lousy June, and right now July doesn't look much better. Maybe July looks a little warmer, and that's about it.
Well, the only good thing for July is Nashua comes in 1-1, hoping to go 2-1 in the month. And I would say right there, to steal a line from your line of work, Tom, stop the presses. Nashua is winning in a month. I just wrote your headline for you.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
I just wrote your headline.
You just jinxed them.
No, I did not.
We'll see.
Nashua is coming away with a dub today.
We'll see.
Book it, mark it, cut the tape, play it again. Put it on repeat.
Oh, this will be on repeat if they don't win.
Good, bad, or indifferent. This is on repeat, right. Huh? Well, it is G.J. Mitchell here, the legend Tom King here.
And if it gets to be maybe with 1 or 2 outs, I will probably head down so I can get Kyle Jackson before everybody scatters after this game. So.
Absolutely perfect. So it will be, again, the top of the 9th inning. Nashua ahead 2-1. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for Vermont. 2 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Nashua, as the first pitch by Welch in the 9th to Coney is in there for a strike. As you mentioned, Welch back up on the mound, and that one off speed, way out in front of it is Coney, and is quickly ahead 0-2. Like you mentioned, nobody warming up, although it looks like that could possibly be Lamb. I'm sorry, not Lamb. Ray, possibly out in the bullpen, just waiting.
So impressed with him when I talked to him the other night. Just so
very impressive. That one low, couldn't get him to chase, and it's 1-2. Yeah, coming off of the semifinal.
But I knew.
Appearance in the College World Series with Wake Forest.
But I knew. Now, he's not a Southern guy. He's from Pittsburgh area. But I knew, playing at Wake, there was one thing he would say, was one word he would use when he saw me, when he talked to me. What do you think that word was?
Y'all?
Sir.
Sir, right? Yep, okay, that was going to be the next one.
I knew that was coming.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was slice foul, tough out of play. It stays 1-2. Yeah, a lot of, again,
that's the sign he's there for 2 years, so he picks that up, right?
Absolutely.
But I think it's also, he seemed like a really pretty polite guy, a very polite guy. I mean,
it's all on how you're raised. Good.
Yeah, that's exactly. You could tell he's been raised very well.
Credit to the parents off speed, and he didn't go. But how did that not get called the strike? Welchie wants to know where it is. I want to know where it is. The Holman hecklers want to know where it is. down the middle is apparently a ball today.
Well, I thought he also went. I thought he went.
Apparently, it's a ball, so it's 2-2. See if Welch can get this one here. And that's fouled. As Welch looked like he put a little bit on that. I'd love to see him.
Just once I want to see an umpire make the call for a strike on one of those, because when they wave it off, I'm thinking they weren't watching.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You know? And he took a little bit of time to think about that.
So the two pitch in there for strike three. A makeup call if there ever was.
Well,
and
and
now
he
he's out of
tosses
here.
him
He
out.
gets tossed. See you later, Cody. As he is chucked from the game for arguing balls and strikes.
He must have said the magic word.
Yeah, you're terrible.
Yeah, he must have said.
Either way, he gets chucked. And the first base umpire comes in. He wants to make sure nothing's happened. And it's hush hush from the dugout. So nicely done there by Welch to get an inside fastball for strike number one. And Coney gets chucked twice in that at bat. That should be 2 outs in my opinion. But there's only one, and that'll bring up Winay. Off speed, that one's missed.
Yeah, Welch off balance when he threw it. It got away from him.
And I mean, I can't necessarily blame Coney there. A borderline pitch, but again.
It broke in. It broke over the plate, but where it was caught. So where did it break as it crossed the plate? Did it, or it got around the plate? Oh, there we go.
That's popped up. That should be playable.
That's got to be caught.
Or McNamara. McNamara ranging in.
Yep.
And he gets it for the second out here. So 1 out away for Nashua.
All right,
taking
sir.
the lead and taking the win here in July 4th.
Happy 4th to you.
Happy 4th to you.
I will head down and talk to you a little later.
You got it. That is
GJ, another pleasure.
It is a pleasure. It's all mine, Tom, as Tom King will go and do his work and get the sound bites he needs, and I'll take you the rest of the way as Welch looks to get the final out here as that's inside and a ball, 1-0. So 2 outs here in the inning as Francis Ferguson trying to extend this for Vermont. Welch gets him swinging there, and it's 1-1. As so far, and thankfully, the rain has held off. As the crowd getting very into it. Claps for everybody as the 1-1 count comes. In there, and it's a ball low, 2-1. Up next, if it gets to it, it'll be Kyle Lodice, who got the first hit for Vermont all the way back in the 7th. 2-1 pitch, foul back. And it is 2-2. Vermont down to their last strike. As a crowd excited here on the 4th of July, trying to give Welch a little love as he gets the pitch. He comes to the set, kicks and deals, and that's popped up, and we'll do it again. 2-2, it still remains.
That ball is brought to you by Safelight Auto Glass.
Can we do a little post? I'll do a little post game because I want to give you guys thanks. I'll do like a wrap up. Perfect. So the 2-2 pitch, the crowd getting back into it. Welch gets the set. The pitch outside, he tried to really throw it. Really, I want to say overthrow it, trying to pinpoint a shot. And it's 3-2. He'll get some dirt, rub on there to take a little shine, get a little grip on the ball. As the full count here to Ferguson. Welch's pitch. In there for strike 3, and he got him, and Nashua Silver Knights win it to end the game on 4th of July. Fireworks for everybody and drinks on the house. What an unbelievable game here from historic Holman Stadium. Your final, Vermont, 1 run on 2 hits and no errors. Nashua, 2 runs, 9 hits, 0 errors.
I am going to say my player of the game has to go to Michael Gemma. He came out 5 hitless innings, no runs allowed, 2 walks, 7 Ks. He is our player of the game as Nashua takes the 4th of July's festivities and wins a close one, 2-1. So on behalf of Tom King, the legend, our crew tonight, Dan Young, our PTZ camera operator, Tim O'Neill on camera, Dylan Smith covering the first base camera, Peter Johnson on the 1s and 2s, and Michaela Savageau, our director. Again, for Tom King, I am GJ Mitchell, signing off saying thank you for joining us here on Nashua ETV. Your final once again, 2-1, Nashua wins it on the 4th of July. Happy 4th!
Every time you call, I'm gonna make you gold. I'm gonna make you gold. Every time you call, I'm gonna make you gold. Oh no. When I'm a leader, always need you. Baby, burn my fire. Now I wanna do what I wanna do. Ask a man that some trouble.
GJ Mitchell here with Michael Gemma, the winning pitcher for the Nashua Silver Knights. Phenomenal pitching performance, 5 strong innings, 2 walks, 7 Ks, no hit baseball, no hitting one of the toughest teams in the league. How does it feel like that coming off the mound with a performance like that?
I felt good. Yeah, I'm just glad we got the win. I felt good out there. Will called a good game back there. I just tried to throw all my stuff in the zone.
Well, I know I was talking with you about the off-speed stuff. Your off-speed pitch was working great, inside, outside, up and down. How will you be able to be so effective to the hitters today and keep them off balance?
Yeah, I think, a lot of that just comes from throwing strikes often. So if I can, throw the fastball in the zone, throw the slider in the zone, it definitely makes it a lot harder to hit.
And then the bats came alive, 9 hits today, something that's been a struggle of Nashua as of late. How impressive were you of the lineup here to get the 9 hits and give you the run support that you needed to get the W today?
Yeah, the position players did an awesome job. Came through offensively when it counted. Did an awesome job defensively. Made a number of great plays to save hits. So, they did a great job today.
Well, Nashua on a 2-game heater, back-to-back wins. As we talk to Michael Gemma here and get it back here on ETV. That is it from historic Holman Stadium. I am GJ Mitchell for the legend Tom King and everybody on the production department. Thank you again and have a wonderful 4th of July.